All right, so we're gonna go ahead and practice a little bit of the friction zone. And what we're doing is just letting out the friction or the clutch lever a little bit, just a tiny bit, very slowly while we're in first gear. And what that does, it allows the bike to move forward. And this is very important when it comes to shifting and taking off from a stop. And then when we do slow speed maneuvers, you can actually control the speed with the friction zone and throttle, okay? So we're not gonna use throttle right now on the right hand, just a little bit of friction zone, and use our legs to balance. So we got this camera right here, and what we're gonna do is go ahead and get back on the bike, and I want you guys to see this. All right, so turn on the bike just like we did. Engine start. Now we're in neutral. Very good. So I want you to take a look at this right here. This is the clutch lever, okay? And so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna put my hand underneath so you can see the top of it, is that we're just gonna go ahead and slowly release it to the point where about halfway, or like, you know, let's say a third of the way there, the bike will start to move when we're in first gear. So what that's doing is right here, we are taking away all power from the rear wheel. It might be in first gear, it's ready to go, but the power is not connected to the back wheel when it's like this. When we start to release it, it starts to give it a little bit more power. Just like if you're taking a shower and you just want to adjust it just a little bit to where it gets nice and warm. And that's your Goldilocks zone, basically. So we're gonna get up to here, we're gonna go ahead and pull in the clutch. We're gonna go into first gear. Now, once again, if I let it go, I'm just gonna stall, right? So if I do that, it's gonna stall. So what we wanna do, I'm gonna pull in the clutch, if that happens, start it back up, and we're good to go. And I'm gonna go ahead and slowly release the clutch. So nice. I'm gonna go ahead and hold it like this so you can see it a little bit better. I'm gonna do it with one finger, but I want you to use all 4 fingers. So I'm gonna slowly, no throttle, but I'm gonna put my hand on here for stability. And all I'm gonna do is kind of walk a little bit. Letting it out just a little bit. It's not moving yet, and I can feel the bike starting to move. Squeeze it. I'm gonna get back in position. I'm gonna put my feet nice and forward like this, and I'm gonna release it nice and smooth. And now we're moving. So if I kept it like this is the speed I'm doing. So I'm gonna squeeze it back in and do it again. Nice and easy. Now you're gonna get better and better at this, and if you have your own bike, or if you're at the MSF and you're practicing this, because it's one of the first exercises, you're gonna get to the point where you can just let it out right where it starts to give it power. And that's where you want to get to. You don't want to always start and shift where it's just like, okay, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi, 8 now I'm moving. You want to get to a point in your riding journey to where you can just go, okay, cool, and then you go. So what we're gonna do, or what I want you to do, is to just, with your feet like this, squeeze in the clutch, go all the way back here, start finding that friction zone, going right here. Very good. And once you get that and you get a good feel and you're kind of getting bored is good. It means that you're learning it. It's not exciting anymore because it's not new, it's not novel. So now that you're bored, go ahead and get it to the friction zone, and at the same time as squeezing the clutch, squeeze the front brake. Release the front brake, get back into position. So once again, go into friction zone, squeeze both. Release. I'm gonna do this so you can see it, but I want you to use 4 fingers. Friction zone, squeeze. Not a slam, don't slam it, nice and squeeze. It's called progressive braking. What I like to describe it as, you have a half of orange, and you have a glass of, right there, and you wanna squeeze some orange juice into the glass. Well, you start off with some pressure, it starts getting some juice, but then if you don't give it more pressure, no more juice. So you have to get a little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more. If you smash it, orange juice goes everywhere. So once again, a nice, easy, gentle squeeze. So here we go, I'm gonna show you this. Squeeze. And you're squeezing in the clutch at the same time as you're squeezing the front brake. That is your front brake. You do the same process to the rear brake, but it's a lot easier when you're riding, you have both feet up. Okay, so we got this. We're doing pretty good. I am doing great, I love it. Now we're in first gear, let's say we're done, right? Let's get our left foot back on. Let's get it underneath with the clutch lever squeezed. Half click up. Confirm with the light, but you never trust the light. So same thing, slowly release it to that friction zone. Hey, I'm not moving, I'm not moving, I'm not moving, and I let it go. And I can also confirm it by the fact that it rolls. Now we're gonna shut it off. We're gonna shut the bike off. So simple, turn the key to turn the battery off. Look down if you need to, but usually you can just use the heel of your foot to put the side stand down, set it down, it feels stable, front brake, swing the leg over, and good. Now if you notice, some of these bikes have this thing right here. This makes it so that your heel can actually turn it. Now if you like stand on it, you could bend this, so be very careful to only use it to put it up and to put it down. Don't stand on this. Stand on this part right here. This is the peg, okay? And this is one of your primary controls too. All right, now that we know all of that, we're actually going to practice the handlebar turning, the head movement, and everything else. All right, everybody, we're gonna be jumping into this first part. We have to set up the cones. Now, if you don't have cones, I highly recommend you going to Walmart or something and getting some tennis balls. And you can get, cheap ones. You can get them from eBay, Amazon, very cheap, okay? Because you're gonna be cutting them in half and they become cones. I like them, they're stable, you can see them really well, and they last, honestly, forever. So we're gonna be setting up the dimensions for the Smart Rider games. And if you don't know what those are, it's the new booklet that came out. It's a bunch of practice exercises. You get a whole bunch of stuff inside the booklet. But what we're gonna be doing is the dimensions and setup part, okay? Everything is 10 feet or 20 feet in distance. Now, what that means is that you're gonna have to measure, right? Well, how did I measure without having to bring a measuring tape every single time? So what I did was I laid out a long measuring tape, about 10 feet all the way. So get one of those, they're cheap, you can go to Home Depot or Walmart. And I set it, let's say this is the end of the measuring tape, and it just kept going all the way out there. What I did was just stand still and I walked. I walked alongside the measuring tape, and what I found was what is up, everybody? How's everybody doing today? Woke up a little early, a little sleepy, but we're good to go. We're good to go. Let me go ahead and get this going over here. So there's gonna be some slight, I need you guys to help me out when it comes to audio, when it comes to how this all looks. You notice a little bit different. I'm all moved into the new place. Let's get some music going. You won't be able to, you can't really hear it. Let's see. Let's do. No. The music isn't working. I gotta figure out the audio. The music's not gonna be that big of a deal though. How's everything going? What's up, Crockett's Adventures? I'm still trying for the first bike. I chose the wrong season to do it. Whoops. Yep. Is it a bad season for you guys? It's a pretty good season here, anyways, to do it. I think winter time is the worst season for us. Summertime is pretty good though. I'm still shopping for my first. Okay, yeah. Work was hot as hell. Oh, what do you do, stunt man? Are you stunt man? Got the itis from lunch. How's the Puppers' new place? Puppers is good. She's out in the living room. I got the 3 others. They're my girlfriend's dogs. They're just hanging out right here. It's because I had some food before. I had some rice and some ground beef. There you go. The dealers in Facebook Marketplace are insane for the markups. Yeah, dude, bikes are expensive. When I first started riding, they're a lot cheaper than what they are now. It's kind of ridiculous. Washing windows and paint. Yeah, that'll do it. Very good. Yep. So over the weekend, I got a lot of stuff done and moved all this equipment, kind of get it all situated here at the new place. And so we're just hanging out though in the dorm room. Somehow I was able to move the whole building. Yeah, interesting. but you're gonna have to let me know how everything goes when it comes to the audio and everything. I gotta figure out. See, I can hear the music perfect. You guys can't. I can turn it off, turn it on, but I can tell it's not coming out into the output. So maybe if I click this, there we go. But that's not how I want it set up. That's not how I want it set up. So we're gonna remove that. So we're gonna get rid of Spotify because I want to be able to control it from a different spot. So I got to figure out the output. I don't want to mess with that too much. Let's see. But here I am messing with the outputs. Yeah, we're not gonna mess with it. How you doing, Ninja Noob? Trying to get caught up with work so I can take a day and just scoot around on the bike. Yeah, so what is everybody else doing? So I'm working on a bunch of stuff. I'm working on, once again, the books and everything. I got a bunch of stuff shipped out. So we got the new booklet here. Okay, so if you guys want to grab one, there's a link in the description for 20% off. I'll go ahead and put that in the chat. Let's just do that. 20% off. We have, what do we got today in terms of videos? We got 3 videos today. They're all Moto Stars. We got some Moto Stars videos today. Let's take a look. Let's get that out of there. And I was thinking about, I got an email from Doodle on a motorcycle. I haven't responded yet because I tend to not, I'm pretty bad at that. But she asked me in the email if I wanted to go over her video, her crash video of the speed wobbles. And I haven't seen it yet. But I follow her on Instagram and whatnot. I guess she had like a really bad injury to the knee. So it seems like it's a pretty bad crash if there's that. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I have it popped up. Did she post it a while ago? 11 days ago. Okay, so she popped it up a while ago. I haven't seen it yet. Been busy. So I might do a quick review on that as its own standalone video. But I'm not gonna. It's a 15-minute video, and I know she does really good vlogs, and this seems like a vlog. So I'm really just gonna focus on the crash and I'm scrolling. Let's just do this. I'm scrolling through this right here. So I see that there's some after the crash stuff, and then this looks like maybe some vlog. Yeah, there's some vlog in it. And that's her content. I'm not gonna. I can't really add to a vlog, but I can get into this part. Let's just take a look. I'm not gonna start it, but let's just take a look at the crash itself.
You're about to see my first crash in 10 years.
Before I jump into that, how's the audio? Was that loud? Was it too loud? Let me know.
Of riding, and I wouldn't know it until days and weeks later. But it's the accident that would halt my ride.
Loud. Louder than me? Yeah.
Until
so right here.
I didn't know when.
Oh geez, look at that. That's not a good thing to have. Kind of loud, but just slightly. Yeah, I can turn it down just a tiny bit. As pretty much. I wonder what happened to the audio because it seems like I'm pretty low. Maybe I can increase the gain. How about that? That might be a little bit too loud. There we go. It's too loud. I'm a little bit too loud. That's good. Yeah, that doesn't look good. Oh, right knee. That's where it is. You see that? Right knee. The initial impact. It's a nice bike. There's the knee.
Oh, no. Oh.
I want to see the actual crash.
You're about to see my first crash in 10 years of riding. And I wouldn't.
Interesting. Look at the speedometer. You can see the shift. It's 59, right?
You're about to see
69,
my first crash in 10
50,
years.
77, 67. The speedometer's kind of all over the place. What's going on with that?
You're about to see my first crash in 10 years of riding, and I wouldn't know it until days and weeks later, but it's the accident that would halt my ride.
73? Maybe the camera flicker. 61, 81, 73.
My riding and
65. Interesting. I don't know. I'm just finding small details. I look for small details. But it looks like the crash happened because in transition from here. So there's a groove in the road right here. Looks like damage to the road. But there's the change from asphalt to that freaking concrete. That concrete with the grooves in it. The concrete with the grooves. That stuff, that starts to, when you're riding on it, it starts doing this to you a little bit. Anybody who's ridden on these before? It's California, a lot of the bridge stuff, like concrete bridges. They have these like grooves. You ever feel it? Like you start to feel your bike swaying a little bit.
my riding until
There it is. That's what it does. That's what it does. It's doing this. That's what it does to you. Even, yeah, it's insane.
I didn't know when.
Then we transitioned right back. So it was a bridge, transitioned back. I don't see any hand on the front brake. No, she's got her right hand secure on the throttle. Dump the bike.
Oh, no. Oh.
I didn't know when.
Look at those tires, though. They're skinny, too. It's a skinny bike overall. Skinny tires. Looks like the other person has the same bike.
Oh.
What the?
So it's like the same bike.
Oh. Yeah, I'm okay.
So look at the tire. Super skinny.
Alright, let's get this.
So the grooves with the skinniness will make it.
Don't worry, this won't,
Don't move, just stay.
So the fact that she's not getting up right away, she's in pain. There's a little bit of embarrassment. Probably wants to before freaking out. So she's remaining calm, right? Because a lot of people freak out and they're like, "Oh, I'm okay." Remaining calm, and it's like, "I'm in pain, but let's see if I'm okay," kind of a thing. She's still on the ground though. That means it's not good. Doesn't feel good. Kind of in the, we talked about kind of like in an emergency situation, a traumatic situation, a scary, there's the tire, that's what I want to see. In a scary situation, you either freeze, fawn, fight, or flee. So this looks like a freeze moment right here while we're just on the ground. It's kind of like a freeze response, which is fine. Biker down. I'm part of accident scene management. Volunteers meet with injured. Oh. Ooh, that doesn't look good. I guess biker down's a little bit different. But yeah, we'll probably go over that. What do you guys think? You want to go over that? What about that? All right. Oh, got my gym shorts. Oh. There we go. So we got 3 videos today. Seems like this needs to be. There we go. 3 videos today. How's the audio? How does this sound? Are those shorts fire rated? No. But they have the logo on them. The short shorts. No, they're not 100% cotton, so they're not fire rated. Cotton chars, polyester melts. So if you ever want to be next to a campfire, wear 100% cotton. Sounds good on the big screen, Shmee. Thank you so much, Shmee. Thank you for the update. Oh, another update is like a freaking somebody got a hold of my credit card information somehow. over the weekend and decided to buy a bunch of Instacart stuff from Costco. So that's a lot of fun talking to my bank and then getting them reimbursed because it's a credit card, so it's great. And then dealing with that crap. But everything's good. Did we saw that video with 16 seconds of motorcycle wrecks? 16 seconds of motorcycle wrecks? Which one is that, Harry? So here we got 3. What's this one? Okay, this is the doodle. This is the doodle one. We'll do that one. We'll do that one second. Let's put that second. That's right there. Because she did say I could do it. I could make a video. I feel like I'm really tall. I had to adjust the cameras too. So let's do that. Let's do that. I feel like I'm really tall. We'll keep it like that. And in fact, I mean, she said I could do a review on it. Should I change the contrast to where I'm like this or there we go. That's good. I like that. We're just going to do that. We're going to do this. This is how it's going to be. I'm going to be, what is it? It's not purely black. And then I could be like, was it the computer character Noob Saibot in Mortal Kombat 2? Hey, you guys remember that? Am I too old? Is that something you guys know? Okay. There we go. It felt like it was a little washed out, so I'm going to put a little more contrast. There we go. Character not yet unlocked. There we go. Thank you. Dan's getting us Gen Xers PTs from watching The Day After in the 80s. The Day After. Oh, man. Have you watched The Stand? The old one? When you were young. Interesting little mini-series. Yeah, there's some stuff. We got this one. So we got this one. Let's take a look at the intro.
Hello everyone, today I've got another
this
video for you.
5 hours ago. This is brand new.
There's mistakes, so check this out and try it safe.
Oh, he's not doing a full intro. He didn't do an intro. Normally he does this thing. No, that's Doodle. Normally he does that. Okay. So we got some crashes there. We got some crashes. Ooh. Dude, that's going to be a good one. That's going to be a good one. Look at that dude. What? All right, so we got this one too. That looked like a good, looks like he's slamming the brakes. I'm sorry, guys. I'm already getting into the analysis. So he's swerving, but you see how quick the handlebars did that? Looks like that was a brake almost losing traction. Right there. If not, that's an insane swerve. Anyways, there we go. That guy fell. Ooh, what do you think happened there? What do you think happened here? Right there on that one. Watch. What do you think happened? Right there. What do you think happened? Right in the comments. Why you taking a little swim there, buddy? Uh-oh. Does that dude run over? Oh, jeez. Slam the brakes. Gravel. All good. All good answers. So all good answers, right? So slam the brakes or gravel, right? They both look the same, but what's the common reason why that would be the issue? It's a loss of traction on the front brake or on the front tire, right? So that means too much front brake causes loss of traction on the front tire. Gravel can cause loss of traction on the front tire. So that's the issue is loss of traction, but what caused it? Yeah, that's what a lot of people, it's like, oh, it could have been the gravel, it could have been the front brake, it could have been, but nobody really knows, and you can't really fix that because he just lost traction on his front tire. It's like, no, you can't control the gravel, you can control the front brake. So let's remove the possibility of the front brake being the problem. Let's make sure the buttons work. Okay, braking works. So that's good. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so that's the thing is all these are right answers that could cause that look of a crash, but who knows, right? That's why we go over everything. 61 of you in class, but not everybody signed in. How are you going to get some pizza? How are you going to get the pizzas? You got to hit that sign in button so you can get the pizza. Come on. Oh, I look really tall. 1 second. There's no way I'm this tall over a podium. I'm only 5'6". We have to make an adjustment here. There we go. That's more like it. Let's go ahead and lock this in place so we don't accidentally move that. I'm not that tall. All right. You guys want to say hi? I got all the dogs here. Where is my phone? I'm going to post a picture. If I move, they're going to move. So where did my phone go? I'll post a picture on Instagram stories. Where's my phone? Oh, there it is. 1 second, guys. I guess I could show you here. Obviously, the green screen. I'll post that on the Instagram's stories. DanDanTheFireman, Instagram.com/DanDanTheFireman. Lighting doesn't look too bad, right? Lighting doesn't look too bad. We're working, guys. This is the first live stream from a different spot in like 2.5 years. So I had to get all the lighting situated. Okay. My biceps are looking good. Started a new powerlifting program. Well, it's an old one that I created. I didn't create. I created the Excel spreadsheet to make it easy. I'm doing 5-3-1 by Jim Wendler. Anybody do powerlifting? Anybody do that? Let's just hang out in the... I wonder if do I still have the... I'm having fun. Do I still have the crew lounge? Yeah, there's no sound. Whoa, instant teleportation. Yeah, no sound. I guess I didn't have the right mic. But that was the crew lounge. I haven't been able to... We haven't used that in a while. Sorry about that. I didn't have the mic set up for that scene. We're having fun today. We've got a couple videos. I got some orders. So if you guys order anything from the store, it's going to be delivered today or shipped out today. It's going to be shipped out today. So if you want to grab anything from there, some more updates, let's go ahead and let's do this. Some more updates. Like I said, I'm working on the Smart Rider training manual. I want to give you guys, let's give you some behind the scenes. I need to get back into sending newsletters to the Smart Rider crew, so it's Missy. I'm sorry. You haven't seen a newsletter from me, and some of you guys that are part of the Smart Rider crew, I haven't been able to focus on the newsletters and keeping you guys updated, so I'm going to try to give you a quick little update right now. In fact, let's go ahead and hit that record button, and I'll send this in a newsletter. All right. Just so you guys can see, let's go ahead, hit that record button. I'll send this as a newsletter. So Smart Rider crew members, we're doing this a little bit live today, and I want to give you guys an update. Let's go ahead and make it more of the bigger screen. So this is the current Smart Rider training manual film plan. Okay, it's going to take 8 to 12 weeks, 8 film sessions, excluding the raw DDFM. So if you guys don't know what raw DDFM is, that is the ride along with DanDanTheFireman, because I like doing ride alongs when I was a firefighter, to be able to show people stuff. So what I'm doing is creating page slides, film presentations. Yeah, there's going to be presentations. So we have the first chapter. That one's going to, actually, it's weird. I'm going to Tarantino it. I'm going to film everything and then film chapter 1. But anyways, we got chapter 2, motorcycle familiarization. So we're going to go over all the basics of how to ride a motorcycle. So you start off with motorcycle familiarization. You get to know like what's all these little buttons, what's the clutch lever, what's the rear brake lever, what's a tire, basically stuff like that. So we're going to go over all that. If you already know that, cool. You can always skip that part because we're going to get to other parts where it's very important that you pay attention. Even if you've been riding. So this is good for brand new riders or maybe a refresher if you're coming back from riding in a while. Or if you want to take this information, that's why I want to do presentations with it, is that if you're trying to show like your girlfriend or your boyfriend, because maybe you're riding and your boyfriend doesn't, or your son or your friend or just somebody else, and you want to explain like all this stuff to them, but you maybe don't have the vocabulary. Let me do it. You can let me do it. Put it on the TV or put it on your phone right next to them, just like you would learn, and have them go through it, and I'll show them everything. So let me be your personal little coach to help your friend out. Anyways, so we also have motorcycle gear. We're going to go over helmets, jackets, and pants, and gloves and boots. And kind of the same thing. If you already have your information, maybe you want to show a friend, good to go. You can share it. That's fine. If you're a part of the crew, bring some people in. Share it with them, share the knowledge. And then we have chapter 5 and 6. I might actually just make them just one chapter, but basic shifting, finding neutral. So we're just going to sit in the garage. Yeah, so we're going to sit in the garage because all this stuff is like garage stuff. We're going to sit in the garage. We're going to sit on the bike. We're going to downshift, find neutral, downshift, find neutral, shift a second, find neutral. Because you guys know, if you've been riding for a little bit, it's kind of weird, huh? That half click, you're used to doing a full click. The half click, you're trying to find it. It's very important too, because you're coming to a stop, you're having to do this, and your hands are getting tired from the clutch. And that's another part, is finding the clutch. Friction zone and start and stop practice. That's still in the same like garage or right in front of your house on the driveway or in the parking space at your apartment or whatever. Just all we're doing is we're just moving forward, applying the brakes, and moving back. Moving forward a little bit, maybe paddle walk, apply the brakes. Very easy stuff, very easy stuff. And then we're getting into the core drills. Okay, now it's like, okay, I understand. And this is where I was talking about adjusting some of the Smart Rider, it's the training drills, but the design itself, adjusting the design so that it fits in like a road. And the whole aspect of that is that you can't get to a parking lot yet. You're not able to ride, so you can't get to a parking lot to set up a parking lot type Smart Rider drills, which is going to be all these things. And so you're going to have to set up a certain kind when it comes to like the street or the apartment complex road, hopefully an area that's not well trafficked. But it's kind of the same idea. It's like you're playing as a kid and you're out in the street and you're with your friends and you're like, hey, car, and you guys all got out of the road. The car you went back to play. It's kind of the same concept. You just leave your cones there. The car will hopefully go around them, not be a D-bag and run them over. But if they're tennis balls, it's not even that big of a deal, to be honest. Anyways, we're going to do some the balloon drill, do some paddle walking feet up. The balloon drill is that big. Might as well just show you guys. We're giving you guys an update right now. Just giving you the idea of like what it is that's going through my head. So the balloon drill. So right here, the paddle walking feet up. We're going to go ahead and go to the first cone, stop, paddle walk, stop, turn. It's hard to do it backwards. Stop, exit out. So it's a friction zone paddle walking exercise. And then same thing for the glide drill right there. Feet up, stop at cone, right hand. So the balloon drill is let's do this. How about that? Let's do this. So it's a left-handed, the glide is a right-handed. So you're practicing left hand, right hand, and I like it a lot. The orbit drill, let's go ahead and get that out there. So the orbit drill, that's going to be the cornering practice, and that's what this one is. So a big loop. So you're going to get used to maintaining your corner, and you're not going fast. You could stay in first gear. You might, if you want to, you can shift into second. That'd be a good option. But you're just going around 3 times, and then you're exiting out. So it's good cornering practice. You can flip it around if you want to do right-handed turns. And then we have the braking and shifting practice, and that's going to be its own thing. We're going to brake, shift, accelerate, learn all that stuff, because I know we're spending a lot of time, but I want to give you guys an update on the Smart Rider training manual. This is going to be a video series, presentation series combined, and then once it's finished, I'm going to make an actual booklet out of it and have the cone set up for you guys. So U-turn figure eights, and sharp turn practice. These are very important for the DMV test. So we're going to do the glide, bootlace, and snake, okay? So now we're going to get into the DMV test. So it's like, let's say you already know how to ride, and you're like, I just really want this information so I can take my endorsement, I can do my thing. We're going to go over, my hand disappeared. We're going to go over the mercy braking, mercy swerving, U-turn, straight line weave, and turn from a stop. That's right here. That's the Arizona Department of Transportation motorcycle practical skills test. That's really what it is. That's it. That's it. These are the things. And it's not going to be in this order for the most part, but we're practicing, right? So we're going to do mercy braking, mercy swerving. That's 2 out of the 5. A U-turn, tight turn from a stop, and then a straight line weave. That's all you have to do for the AZDOT. And then, hey, we're going to go over the plan method, okay? We're going to go over the plan method. We're going to talk about position for safety. We're going to locate hazardous situations. These are the hazardous situations that we're looking for. Relevant threats, navigate active. And we're going to go over the common driver patterns. And this, you guys have helped out a lot, specifically on the live stream, and then the Smart Rider crew. Yes, you guys have been helping here. Is that you guys have been telling me these are the things that you see a lot. And it's been helping out when we talk about this stuff. You hear my voice, right? So that's what we're going to go over. And then we're going to do the safety checklist, okay? That's something very important when it comes to when you first get on the bike. Like, are you in the right state of mind? You know, all that stuff. You're checking your tires, all that stuff. And then we're going to go over common riding environments. So apartment riding, it's pretty hazardous because there's a lot of people coming in and out. And there's not a lot of spacing when it comes to that. At least in a neighborhood, you can see people coming out of their front doors and getting into the driveway and coming out of the garage. You see a garage go open up, that's going to help you assess. With an apartment, the cars are just literally right there and they'll come out at you. Surface street riding, so very easy roads. City riding gets a little bit more difficult. Highway riding, it's more high speed, kind of the same concept, it's just now we increase our speed. Mountain riding, it's kind of like it's kind of like surface street riding, but now there's curves. And you're on the mountain, so you have the downhill that you have to watch out. You're going to gain a lot of speed. Uphill, you're going to have to give it a little bit more throttle to get up the hill, so it's slightly different. Rain riding, I got to find, monsoon season is coming, so I might have to film rain riding before anything else, because once it starts raining, I got to go. At least with night, we have night all the time, so I'll just go ahead and show you guys how to do that. So with rain riding, though, specifically, longer time to brake. You need to give yourself more time because you have a little bit less traction, more time on the acceleration, more time on the turns. Night riding, be very careful not to outrun your headlight, basically. And we're going to go over how to rescue someone after a crash, and you guys are going to get some downloads. This is essential downloads for the Smart Rider crew. So that's what I'm going through right now. That's the production flow that it's going to take. It's a lot of work. That's why I'm telling you guys, but we got the syllabus going. I'm going to start filming, I think tomorrow, chapter 2. I have it in my schedule to film chapter 2, which is this right here. And I might be able to get into chapter 5 and 6 the same day. But yeah, this is going to take a little bit. My goal is by end of the year, because I personally want that, because I want this out complete for you when you start the springtime riding. So I want it to be done so that the new season of riding in the spring, you're ready to go. So that's the update. I just wanted you guys to see that. And yeah, I'll see you on the live stream. All right, so that's going to be an update video for the Smart Rider crew. You guys get to see it right now. But that's where I'm at. Put a lot of effort. This used to be so much bigger. So much bigger. And the goal is to make it as simple as possible, hopefully under 2 hours total, so that you guys aren't like sitting there like, oh my gosh, so when is this done? I'm really trying to simplify it as much as possible so you guys have the best information possible and the quickest way of learning. Oh, jeez. All right, so I found a path through the ditch and kind of plateau. It seems like an overgrown. Just you guys are all having a side conversation. That's cool. But we're gonna hit the start button. We're gonna promote the training manual, or not training manual. We're promote the drills in Cardo today. Just for you guys though, I want to give you an update on the shop.
And I mentioned it last week. Did I show it last week? I mentioned it last week. I need to make an update to the shop because this is kind of all over the place. But we got Trauma Moto. Yeah, I did mention it last week. So I remember talking about the Tag Easy. We have trauma kits from Trauma Moto. So you can get, just the cat. You can get both. The cat. I think the cat's good. You're good with the shears. You can get any color you want. Red is good. And it gives all the stuff that you need. And if you just buy if you buy it from here, they fulfill it. They ship it out for me. So we got some trauma kits on the store now. So if you do want to get a trauma kit, they're pretty good. They have cat tourniquets. It's the stuff I bought for myself because I don't sell rescue packs anymore. So that's there for you. If you want to check it out, it's up to you. What's the difference between the tourniquets there? The SWAT T tourniquet. Oh, all right. Let me get that back up. The SWAT T tourniquet is not it doesn't have a windlass. It's not a windlass tourniquet. It is a compression tourniquet. Let's see if we can, let's just do this. SWAT T tourniquet. There we go. Let's do this. So it's a compression tourniquet. You stretch it over, and so it will compress, and then it's made out of material that will basically adhere to itself, and you can cinch it down if you want. It's made out of like a rubber. With the cat tourniquet, it has the windlass. So it has this right here. And so once you cinch it down with the strap on the extremity, you turn the windlass until it occludes the blood flow. So I like these because it's very straightforward. With the SWAT T, you need a little bit more training. But you can use the SWAT T for other things. So if you pack the wound or you apply pressure, let's say you put a bunch of this on a wound, you can use the SWAT T tourniquet, that compression, to wrap it, and it will hold pressure. So part of remain calm is direct pressure, apply tourniquet, or pack the wound. If you are applying pressure, you're holding it. You lose an arm, you lose a hand, basically. So you can put a bandage on, wrap it, and it applies pressure, so you can have your hands free to do something else. So it's multi-use. The cat T tourniquet, this one, the cat tourniquet, that's pretty much just straight up appendages. So high and tight. These are hasty tourniquets, high and tight on the arms, high and tight on the legs, and you're good to go. It'll stop bleeding down that whole extremity. So there's multiple uses for the SWAT T. It takes a little bit more creativity and ingenuity to get it done. It's kind of similar to a self-adhesive wrap, but there's no adhesive. I think the best way I can describe it is it's a lot like a, let's see, was it an ace bandage? Ace bandage. It's a lot like an ace bandage wrap. You know how it's like stretchy? Oh, all right, let's get that out of the way. You know, it's like stretchy. And it applies compression. But with the you'll bleed through it. Let's say it's an open wound and you apply it right on the open wound, right? It'll bleed through it. With the SWAT T, it won't. So it's a little bit like this, but it's way better. These things, I like ace bandages. I really do, but the SWAT T is definitely designed for blood occlusion. It's supposed to actually stop the bleeding. With the ace wrap, it's meant to just hold compression for like swelling and stability. Different product, different reasons. But yeah, we have that on the store if you want to check it out. But right now, 20% off of the Smart Rider drills. That's kind of what we're going to be promoting today, on top of Cardo Pack Talk Edge. All right. So here we go. We have 3 videos today, 4 if we're doing the doodle. If we get 150 likes by the time the 3rd video is over, we'll do the doodle on the motorcycle review. Okay? We'll do that. So make sure we get 150 likes. There's 69 of you. Nice. And there's not 69 likes? What the heck? All right, guys. We're going to go ahead and jump into this one. Audio's good. This is good. Let me know. Sounds good. Let me know if this sounds good. I'm going to hit play.
Hello everyone, today I've got another intense video for you. It's definitely important to learn from the others' mistakes, so check this out and try it safe.
All good? Perfect. All right, guys. Ooh. Why is he on the ground? 1 second.
So check this out and try it safe.
Oh. Oh, man. We haven't even hit record yet. Collarbone, scapula, possibly could be breaking, dislocated AC joint. His neck hits the curb. Can we go back? Let's go back just a little bit further. Right on the impact. There's the curb right here. Back of the head, base of the skull. Oh, no, that's not good. Face. So the side of the face. Guys, helmets. 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 We're going to have to talk about that one. All right. We got it. Yeah, you thought I froze. There we go. Let's do that. You guys thought I froze. All right, guys. Here we go. So we're going to hit that record button in a 3, a 2, a 1. What is up, everybody? DanDanTheFireman here. We're going to be going over some crashes and close calls real quick. This is a Moto Stars video. It just came out today. We're going to go over the plan method. We're going to learn from these mistakes. We're going to learn from the successes because the goal is to not make the same mistakes that these people are making so we can become better riders. So let's take a look at this one. We're starting off.
Hello everyone, today I've got another intense video for you.
Okay.
It's definitely important to learn from the others' mistakes, so
That's what I just said. That's what I just said, Moto Stars.
check this out and try it safe.
Oh, no. Yeah, there's a T-bone. Ooh. Oh, he got the wind knocked out of him. He got T-boned. Whoa, what? We caught on fire. All right, let's take a look at this.
Everyone,
So we're coming up to here. We're in a left-handed turn. We see one vehicle pass,
So check this out.
and we make a choice. We should still be seeing that this vehicle is coming. I'm trying to figure out why this rider might have just went out. I see these signs right here, but it looks a lot like these signs. They're just telling you that, hey, there's pedestrians that could be possibly going. Maybe misjudged it. There's no cars behind him. I don't know why we didn't wait.
Try it safe.
Because then now we just get into this T-bone accident. So we're thinking when it comes to mechanism of injury, right leg immediately. Right leg, it looks like he got ejected off the bike though. And there's the impact. Oh, that's not good. So right here, initial, our body's naturally going to put our arms out. This is why we wear full gear. Elbows are going to hit the ground. Hands are going to hit the ground. Back, that's why we wear a jacket. Shoulder injuries. Let's take a look though. One thing I do want to point out though, look at his helmet. Okay, this is why we strap in our helmets, everybody. The helmet wanted to fly off. Even if it's snug, it wants to fly off. Just like you see people when they get tackled or they get into a car accident, a motorcycle accident, whatever it is, their shoes go flying. Even though they're tied, the shoes will go flying. Backpack wants to go flying, it's kind of strapped in. Helmet wants to go flying, it's strapped in. It stays as best as it possibly can. It's still going to protect the skull, maybe not going to protect his beard, but that's why we strap it in our helmets, everybody. So there's the impact right there, right on a curb. That's going to be a levered. So if you just hit the flat ground, it still sucks. But when you have something kind of sticking out where basically, it's not PSI, but right when it hits on that curb, right on that one spot, it can do a lot of damage. So there's going to be this right shoulder, very painful. But if you notice the helmet, if it flew off, guess what? We've been missing part of our face. We'll be hitting the back of our skull, the base of our skull, which is going to cause a lot of bleeding down to the brainstem, shut off all your breathing and your heart rate. it immediately twists. So we're thinking maybe possible lumbar spine issues right there. The legs go one way, our torso goes the other way. Nice little twist on the spine. That's not good. A lot of people have died from that, or at least became paralyzed. Landed it, full face helmet. So he's in a lot of pain. That's a pain grunt. I don't think he lost. I don't think he lost the air out of his lungs. It could be, his diaphragm might have spasmed a little bit, but that's a pain. I kind of want to know what he's dealing with now. Terrible crash, guys. Watch out for those left turns. Only go when it's safe to go. Wait a little bit longer for that second car to go because there's no cars coming else after that. Getting T-boned is not a good way to end your day. Oh, geez. Little mob ride going on. Oh! What the heck is going on with these videos? This dude is pinned under the bike. Now, we got some hot parts, possibly. But if he wasn't wearing a helmet, his face is getting crushed. And if that's all that pressure on your chest is not going to allow your chest to expand when you're breathing, so he's suffocating too. There you go. Get the bike off. That's an emergency move. You got to get the bike off because he's not going to be able to breathe. Oh, and he's stuck to it. Oh, it's in his pants. That lever was in his pants. Now, with enough force, that's his handlebar or his hand grip. But I've been on a few calls when it comes to just children, not on motorcycles, but on their BMX bike. They're riding, they're having fun, and the BMX bike, the front tire flips, and those brake levers on the front, front rear brake levers. One of the brake levers, somehow, I've had 5. Okay, that's a lot more than I thought I would ever have. But those brake levers they go inside your thigh when you land on top of them. So I'm concerned when it comes to the abdomen area right here. I'm also concerned about the genitalia. We get some punctures. That's not good. Very lucky he had people around him, but mob ride probably fell from crashing or stunting. So be very careful when it comes to that. Let's take a look at this one right here. We got a passenger going a little wide. Passenger goes flying. Left leg possibly got smashed against that. Let's go take a look at this right here. Now, what we do is we diagnose and try to figure out. Okay, so we're going around a corner. Take a look at that. Head and eye movement is going towards the corner. Maybe going a little too fast. I have my phone on my phone mount right there. I use Rockform, so link in the description if you want to get a phone mount. But went a little too wide. See the corner? See the corner right there? Going a little too wide. So when it comes to riding with a passenger, he might be able to go at this speed around this corner by himself very easily. When you add a passenger, it's going to mess up your turning. It's going to mess up your braking. It's going to mess up your acceleration. You have to be a little bit slower on the acceleration because if you try too fast, they're going to get all wobbly and you're going to have some issues. If you try to brake like you normally would, where it's like maybe you need 100 feet to brake and you try to brake with a passenger, you might need 150 because you need a little bit more total stopping distance when it comes to riding with a passenger. And same thing with riding in a corner. It's going to knock you out a little bit more. It's going to push you towards the outside because you have more weight having to make that turn. So be very conscious about that. If you have a passenger, you might have to take the first few of anything a little bit slower, a little bit easier just to get the hang of it. And then you kind of know the new normal when it comes to riding with a passenger. So we were coming around here though, went a little wide, not fun, not good. And then our passenger gets ejected. Okay. So at least she has, or he, I don't know, has a helmet, gloves, looks like at least a long sleeve, maybe some armor in it. Regular Nikes though. I get it. You guys are just going on a quick little date, maybe going on a quick little ride. You don't want to put full gear on. Maybe she's just a normal passenger. She doesn't ride herself, doesn't have her own gear. So here's the thing. Whenever I only take people on bikes that are very personal, family or like a girlfriend. And at that point though, if I know I'm going to be taking them on a bike, it's mainly going to be the girlfriend. Before I even do that, I'm going to invest in gear for my girlfriend. The gear will last 5 years. The helmet will last 5 years. Jacket, pants, gloves, and boots will last 5 years, especially if they're not riding themselves and they're only riding as passengers. They're going to be hardly used. So I'm going to get some cheap stuff in terms of, or inexpensive stuff, but at least it's going to have the armor. At least she's going to have a full face helmet. At least they're going to have all that stuff. It's not going to be the same quality as mine because I'm going to be using mine way more. But I'm going to do that investment just in case something does happen. I'm personally taking responsibility for my passenger because I'm the one riding. Just like if I'm driving in a car or my sweet Chrysler Pacifica Touring, I'm going to make sure she wears a seatbelt. All right, let's move on to this one. Let's take a look. So we are going a little fast, crossed over the gore area. Okay.
The rider had enough time.
Why is our speedo blurred? We're going to a sharp turn. We have a chevron. You see that U-turn kind of thing? All right. I'm always looking for signs, everybody. I always want to diagnose and figure out what's actually happening. So yeah, I want to always find out what's happening here. Is that we want to take an exit to the right, okay? Whatever it is. Here's the exit. That's what it says. We got to turn right. Okay, very cool. If you notice though, right when the video starts, I don't know if this is what they send to upload or Moto Stars cuts this part, is that our speedo is blurred. We have a vehicle right here, sweet Chrysler Pacifica, there it is, and we're cutting across. So we're probably speeding up to lane split to get to our exit. When in reality, guys, this is what I want you to do is to not rush through. Just because you can on a motorcycle doesn't mean you should. Some of these things, you want to treat yourself as a car still. How about we just apply a little bit of the brakes back there, maybe roll off the throttle, get behind this vehicle, and then just kind of sit tight for an extra 2 seconds that it would have taken us to finally get to the exit. So slow it down, get to the lane that you're supposed to be in. Maybe don't cut somebody off, get behind them, and then they're going to either go straight or turn with you. But now you're kind of set up for the turn, because if we're speeding and we're lane splitting to get in front of this car before the exit, the signage will say that it's going to be a sharp turn. You already know it's an exit. You have to be slowing down for the off-ramp. So we get up to here.
This situation is
It even shows it. Signs. There was a sign that we just passed that I didn't point out, but we have a sign there, another caution sign here. We're not set up for the turn. We're crossing the gore area. There's lots of debris in this spot right here, so we're already setting ourselves up for a pretty bad situation.
The rider had enough.
We got another. Just even looking. Let's make sure this is HD. Yeah, 1080p. So we have a chevron here, chevron here. The road disappears around this blind corner. We're not set up. We're not going a little too fast already. We got ourselves in this bad spot. There's already another sign saying, hey, we should slow it down because it's a U-turn basically, and a stop sign's coming up. We're not set up for this turn. We're not. And then maybe there's a little bit of a panic because honestly, we could probably still make this turn, but his target fixation, because he panicked, is off the road. So it starts back there, everybody. That's what I'm trying to get at. It starts back here. Why you have to use massive advanced skills, a lot of practice, skill set, just to manage a turn when we could have slowed it down back there, right? Panicked a little bit. We could have made that. Now we don't have the blurred speedo. We're going 43. And now we dump the bike. It's got full gear at least. Smart rider. At least acquires full protective equipment. But let's seek and maintain our skill set. Yeah, the phone is a little stuck. At least with the rock form, you can just do this. It's a little quick little lock. So I have the little sport ring so I can carry it. But when it's on the bike, this sport ring pretends it's the bike mount. It's a little quick little lock, so that might be a little bit easier to do. Link in the description if you want 20% off. And it's magnetic. It's magnetic. I love it. Just like the Cardo. Magnetic, the edge. Oh, we have this. Oh, whoa. What kind of camera angle? Is this okay, it's a 360 camera. I thought there's a passenger on the back. Looking forward. So we talk all the time about side of the vehicle, right? The pattern. Now, the whole point of recognizing patterns is because that's the first thing you think of. Or not the first thing you think of. That's the first thing your brain sees. Are patterns. Humans are pattern recognition machines. We'll see a pattern first, and then we'll start to process and use our analytical brain and be like, what is that? So what I want you guys to start paying attention to are certain patterns. That's called side of the vehicle. It's a pattern. We just see the side of the vehicle, and then we're like, is that going to be a problem? So first we see the brain processes side of the vehicle. Okay, now is it going to be a problem? Sounds an awful lot like plan. So we're positioned for safety all the time. We're trying our best, put ourselves in a good position for safety. Locating hazardous situations. Boom, pattern. Hazardous situation, side of the vehicle, possible. We already know that they're going to come out in front of me. They could come out in front of me. It's a perpendicular thing. It's an intersection, right? So when it comes to assessing, then you're like, okay, they're stopped. They're not moving. Not a hazard. Not a threat. But if they keep moving, they're an active threat. And we have to get ourselves in a new position for safety. How do we get ourselves in a new position for safety? We have to do emergency braking, emergency swerving, or emergency acceleration. Those are the three things that we can do. We have to navigate with those three things to get ourselves into a new position for safety. So once we see that pattern, this should throw off some alarm bells. So we tried emergency braking. Now, you don't have a ton of total stopping distance to do that, and we had to layer down. It's hard to see because of the nighttime frame rate and you know the image sensor on these GoPros or 360 cameras aren't that great. That looks like an astigmatism. Anybody have astigmatism? The lights. So one thing we could have done instead, because we didn't have enough total stopping distance to stop in time, is that we could have swerved. Remember, 3 different things that we could have done. Emergency brake, emergency swerve, emergency acceleration. Could have swerved on that situation. And that's the thing, is a lot of times with motorcycle riding, you're not going to have enough time to really brake. Braking is really good when you do have plenty of space and time, or it's going to slow you down enough so that you can find that escape path to swerve. A lot of times swerving can be your best option. Where on motorcycles, those are the most agile machines on the road. If you have a good skill set, you can swerve pretty good and get yourself out of a lot of situations. Sometimes you might have to actually accelerate out of situations. Sometimes you have to brake so that you can buy yourself some time, but a lot of times you're having to swerve. So get really good at swerving. Had to layer down, and people will call this a success. The rider didn't hit the vehicle, the motorcycle did. I think of a success as that it's a close call, not a crash. Crashing to me is never a success. There's a failure. How do we learn from that failure? Hopefully we can, so we're still alive. But if it's a close call, I don't think it's a failure in terms of because you're crashing, but it's not a failure. It's what is it I can still learn though? And right here, this sucks. It sucks that we had to crash. Thankfully, we can walk away from it. Yeah. All right, we're having some fun. Crashed a little low side, right into the guardrail. Oh, his foot is stuck. You see the foot on the bottom? Now imagine if we didn't have motorcycle boots. Guys, think about that. If we didn't have motorcycle boots and we had laces on regular shoes, or we had sandals, the chain constantly rotating just for that second before the engine shuts off, right? You're ripping your foot off. You're ripping, I'm assuming that looks like his left foot maybe. I don't know. You're ripping toes. You're ripping toes off. You're getting your foot stuck in there because the laces ripped into it. So good job on him for actually getting motorcycle boots. Oh, so that's his ankle. So his toes would have been ripped off if it was just a regular shoe. So good for him. But ankle right there, this is such a good video. So right here, it is on his ankle. So on motorcycle boots, you have malleus, is it malleus? Anyways, you have ankle protection, the little part that sticks out, the ankle, the bone, okay? That's being crushed right there. But in motorcycle boots, there's protection there. There's thermoplastic, I can't even come up with the terms, TPU. But it's going to help mitigate that crushing from the bike onto your ankle. So hopefully he maybe has like a level 1 sprain inside of his ankle versus a fractured ankle. It's only going to mitigate. It's not going to stop injuries, but it's going to hopefully mitigate some of those. That is a great example of why you need motorcycle boots. So another thing though, when it comes to gear, A lot of people have asked me, well, why can't I just wear like MX gear when I'm out riding? It's basically hard protection. So part of what I want to explain here is that, yes, you might have impact protection from all these different things. I really like the fact that it does have rib cage protection and everything. You're going to have impact protection. But if you notice all the black, he's just wearing like a shirt, like a long sleeve shirt underneath. You're removing the ability to have abrasion protection, abrasion resistance. And when you do crash, you're going to get abrasions on these exposed parts. You might not have injuries on the impact parts. So still, I prefer street riding gear for the street. This is perfectly fine when you're out doing MX or dirt biking because you're not getting the road rash from falling on sand or grass. You're getting the impacts. So that's why it's designed differently. So I highly recommend getting street riding gear. He's got street, you know, legs, pants. All right, here we go. Going around, having some fun. Somebody's gonna pull out, side of the vehicle, applied the brakes a little too hard, dump the bike right at the end. Once again, guys, we see the side of the vehicle coming out. We start applying the brakes right here to buy ourselves some time because we don't know what they're doing. If they keep pulling out and we're able to slow down, we can swerve into the open area. Now, if we apply the brakes right here, we're applying the brakes, and they decide to stop right here, well, then we can release the brakes and then maybe give ourselves a little bit of a space cushion and keep going. So that's why it's good to apply the brakes, because you don't know if they're going to come out to here, they're going to stay right here, you know, whatever it is, it'll give us time to make a decision to do something. Or even if we have to, we can go straight. The braking is going to help us give us an idea of what we need to do. That's why we need to practice. Oh, geez, wrong button. That's why we need to practice our braking and our swerving. We slammed the brakes right at the end and dumped the bike because we lost traction on that front tire. Another day of Colorado drivers.
It's crucial to stay focused while anything can.
He's got a Cardo Pack Talk Edge. Guys, if you want to get one, 10% off Cardo Pack Talk Edge. You get a duo with your buddy, split the cost. Those things are really nice. I like them. I have one right here. Boop. Magnetic.
Can happen on the road, and this
see what happens here, though.
Show why it's crucial to stay focused while riding.
Decent space cushion. Watch out for the white vehicle wanting to come out because that truck is going slower than the white vehicle wants. Might want to come out. Oh, we locked up that one tire. Interesting. Good job with the swerve. Don't speed up after the fact. Don't do that. Don't do that last part. Okay, you're doing great. So what I was talking about here, I was kind of talking through. So what I was talking here is an open lane pattern. So when I was saying watch out for this white vehicle because they don't want to be stuck behind this big truck because this lane is moving slower than this lane. And then when this person, if you get closer to the blind spot, they're going to see that they don't like this and they're going to swing right over. That's called an open lane pattern. Okay, that's an open lane pattern. So that's why I was saying watch out for that. So when we're getting up to here, you see how it's slower than our lane? So at this point, I'd be worried about the white car coming out. So what you can do is you can still continue going, is just position yourself off to the left. Because if they start coming out, you're already over here. And if you need to, you can accelerate or you can swerve into the shoulder real quick and then swerve back into your lane just in case they came out. That's what I was getting at there. Now, when it comes to this, decent space cushion. I don't like the positioning though. I either like to be off to the sides for this right here about this reason right here. So uncommon thing, slamming the brakes. That means I'm going to have to do something because if I continue my path of travel, I'm going to run into the back of them. So we get up to here and we use the lane split as our escape path. That's perfect. That is an escape path. Now we can use that. So that's part of planning. You always want to find your escape path. So he gets crossed, he gets over. The reason why he slammed the brakes, because this person slammed the brakes, somebody else slammed the brakes over there, all that stuff. We found the escape path, we're good. We're out. At this point, you can kind of see in the visor or in the face shield, there's not really anybody in front. So what we can do here, this is what I want you to do, is once you get through that lane splitting position, get into this lane that we're currently in and roll off the throttle gently. There's no reason to keep speeding and do that. There's no reason to keep getting in front of people. We could have stayed behind this big truck. We had plenty of space over there. We could have swerved right to the far right lane. We could have swerved over here. We could have rolled off the throttle and stayed in this lane. but we continue doing this, and it's just putting ourselves into a new situation where there's possible danger. All right, so lots of traffic up ahead. Maintain this space cushion right here. Maintain it. There's no point. You can't get super far ahead. Open lane pattern, we're about to do it. We don't want to be in this lane anymore because it's slower than this big open spot, so we're about to switch over. What do you think that person was doing too? So there's no point in speeding through these things. There's no point in speeding through these things. Just keep back. We switched over. They slammed the brakes and swerved too. That's an interesting maneuver right there. But got in front of us and we hit them. Be very careful. All right, cruising through. Went a little wide. Looks like an off ramp. Oh, hit. Oh, he's guarding his junk. I'll tell you a little bit more about that. Yep, some pain there. Here we go. We're coming up through here. It's an off ramp or an on ramp. A little too fast. Instant deceleration. Thankfully, we slammed the brakes beforehand. The reason why he's grabbing his junk is that the moment he hits, his body slides up onto the seat into the gas tank. And what's the first thing that's going to hit the gas tank? Right here. His pee-pee. So this is how you can get an open book fracture, traumatic open book fracture in motorcycle riding. When you collide straight into something and you do the sudden stop, you can slide up and then break your pelvis right open. Okay? Don't Google traumatic open book fracture. This is exactly how it can happen. And that's why he's guarding, because he's got pain. So hopefully at minimum, he's just got some soft tissue injury. Maybe some bruising. Hopefully no exploding testicle or anything like that. Hopefully no damage to the cartilage inside his wee-wee. Hopefully none of that stuff. And then definitely, hopefully, not an open book fracture. But that's exactly how it happens. Don't Google it. Don't Google traumatic open book fracture. Don't Google degloving, traumatic degloving of the leg or foot. Don't do that. All right, here we go. Going around, having some fun. Twisties, going about 40 in second gear. Not too bad. Oh, we low-sided. Now, why did we low-side? I can't really tell here. Rookie mistakes on his Yamaha MT-03. It looks like we hit some, maybe our peg. That was the noise of our left peg scraping, which means that we were leaning a little too hard, a little bit too far. If we dropped this down to 35, maybe we wouldn't have had to have leaned so far, but it is what it is, and we low-sided. And he's got gear, so it happens. Stuff happens. Try not to take it super fast. Road looks a little crappy. Found an escape, hit a fence, and dumped the bike.
That he was definitely too tired to ride the bike. Still, he decided to keep going, which ended in a fall.
Oh, yeah. He found an escape, though. Still not good. So he said, Moto Stars said, one sec, there we go. Moto Stars said that he was a little too tired. So after a long ride, you have to think. I mean, just even think, you go to work by like hour 2, right? Your brain is dead. You know, imagine, at the end of the day, your brain is just completely fried. Your decision-making abilities are just kind of low. You're exhausted mentally, and now you have to drive home, right? You're driving home, and that's why you get that highway hypnosis. That's why you're not really paying attention. It's the same routine all the way home. You don't even pay attention. So when it comes to like a ride like this, if we're out on the bike for like an hour through the twisties, we might get mentally and maybe even physically tired, but mentally tired. So we finally come home. This is why most accidents and crashes happen within like a 3-mile radius of home, especially towards the end of the day, is that we're tired. We're making mistakes now. We're not making proper decisions. Our skill set's kind of getting thrown out the window. It's like drinking and riding, right? So when we're getting up to here, it's like we could have made this turn if we just slowed it down. We probably already knew we should have slowed it down. We already done this turn many times. We already know. We've just been riding for 2 hours. We've handled much harder turns than this. But our brain is tired. Make mistakes. Be very aware. So how do we fix that? So when we're out riding, we have to just be aware that we're tired. It's like, hey, I'm tired. Okay, now that I know that I'm tired, I know that my brain is not going to be working as well. I know I'm going to probably be making mistakes. I need to actually focus on this. I need to tell myself to focus on the riding. How about I make it easier, though, by taking it a little bit chill, taking the ride a little bit easier. Maybe if we're having our phone on our mounts and we're listening to music on our cardos, instead of like super high speed, high beats per minute, let's listen to some chill stuff. Something, maybe not even anything. Let's not listen to anything. Let's just listen to the road. Let's listen to the wind. Let's listen to this. And just go through the corners a little bit easier. But he found an escape, tried his best, hit a fence.
Is it?
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Riding with some friends. A little bit close, don't like that,
Right.
but it is what it is. He's waiting to pass. Switched over to the left to pass on the left. That person decided to cut the camera off. What the heck is this all about? I can't see anything. All right, so pass on the left. The guy swerved a little bit left. He's getting pissed. Why are we zooming in? Zoom out. Zoom out.
What are you doing?
Cameraman, you had one job.
Did you see that? He tried to hit.
No, I didn't see it, dude. You had one job. You zoomed in for a quick second, then you never zoomed out for the whole context of... Okay, we're moving on.
Twice.
Moving on. Oh, see, now we zoomed out. What happened? I don't care anymore.
Then the last
All right, here we go. We're going to lane split because we got an Uber Eats to go.
his mind and the last moment leaving the
Oh, people change their minds last moment all the time. It's an open lane pattern. It's an open lane pattern. Oh, he straight up went left. Okay, so open lane pattern. This big open spot. This person's like, I'm going to take it. Changed his mind last second, decided to turn left, cut off everybody. One of the big problems with lane filtering, people do stupid stuff like that, so just be aware. Lane filtering carries its risk. Oh, speed wobbles. Speed wobbles, dump the bike. We didn't have gloves. Don't put your hands down. Don't want to put your hands down. Aye, that last part. That last part. Dentist bra. You're checking your hands because there's some pain. Oh! There's a road surface hazard in the middle of the road, which is a vehicle, motorcycle on the ground. Somebody ran into it. Okay. That person has a worse type of injury than we do. So we are speeding, got some speed wobbles. We are riding with a big group. We're racing from point A to point B. It's perfectly fine if you're on BMX bikes and you're a little kid going from one house to another friend's house and see who can get there first, but it's not okay when we're out on a highway, tucking fully in, no gear really other than a helmet, and then we get speed wobbles. This is an adult consequence when we're acting like children. So then we got this. You got other people coming around the corner. We have a road surface hazard right there, and somebody's not paying attention. Yoink. Up and over. Guys, relax. Stop riding so fast. All right.
Everything was right. The way that it was set up.
What do we got here? Rick's Royal Rides. Oh. Perfect example of what I was saying.
Whoa.
Yeah. Get a full face helmet. 3/4 helmets look cool. They're great. They're comfy. Nice beard. I love the gray coming out. But you're not going to be able to protect your face. Okay, so what I was talking about earlier is that you have three things that you can do when it comes to navigate active hazards. You can emergency brake, emergency swerve, emergency accelerate. Braking is going to buy you some time so you can make a decision whether to swerve, which direction, where do you want to go. And so what he's doing right here, this is really good, is that he sees the vehicle come out, he applies the brakes, and realizes it stops, so my escape is basically my original path. If he kept going, his escape would have been a swerve where the oncoming traffic is to get himself out of there. But braking is what bought him some time. So we're coming up through here. Sees this, applies the brakes right here. So we're slowing down. Now, if this person kept going, because we're aimed towards where they're going, right? If they kept going, we could have swerved right. But if they stop, which is what happens here, with our braking, it got us an idea of what's going to happen. We can continue our path. So don't try to rev bomb or honk the horn or do any of that dumb stuff. It doesn't work because they're going to do whatever they're going to do. You don't know what they're going to do. The only thing you have control over is if you can brake to buy yourself some time to make a different decision. Isn't that weird how that's kind of the same thing for life? Let's get a little bit into that. Is that you're in an emergency situation, a relationship squabble. Maybe somebody at Walmart, wants to check your receipt and it pisses you off. Who knows, right? Pause. Braking is pausing. Pause real quick. You're pausing. Now, what's the decision that you can make once you've done the pause? Do you go left? Do you go right? Do you say this? Do you do this? But you're pausing, right? Same thing with motorcycle riding. It's weird how it kind of works with life too, is that you're slowing it down to make a better decision, an educated decision with the skills that you've learned with motorcycle riding, swerve or emergency acceleration or emergency braking. When in real life, it's like you pause with the skills that you've learned with conflict resolution. Do you actively listen? Do you sit back and pay attention? Do you see if they cross the boundary? Do you defend yourself? Do you argue? What do? Use the appropriate skill set for the situation after you've paused and you're able to understand what's actually happening. Good job on this rider.
Whoa!
All right, close call with the deer. Close call with the deer. Oh dear. How come the deer didn't see high vis? And something from a previous video somebody said is that deer tend to run perpendicular because the predators, if they run parallel, the predator can get them. So supposedly they actually do run perpendicular because then they can like get missed by the predator. And they constantly, I think they do this. So that was his explanation. It makes sense to me. Don't know if it's true, but that kind of gives me an idea of why they cross like that. I don't know. Who knows if that's right? Write in the comments if you know that. All right, here we go. KTM Wenzel, 70 kilometers per hour. Here we go. 70 kilometers per hour is 43 miles per hour. So we're speeding, passing. It's not a solid. We're good. I'm assuming that's the same in this country as the United States of America. Lighting looks good in here. Looks like there's a little bit of a road rage. There's a bike right there you can pick it up later if you really want to. A little bit of road rage. At this point, doing good. Let them pass. Let the idiot be in front. Okay, what do we got? What are we doing? He's handling it well. He's not flipping off or anything yet. They stopped a little weird. Perfect. Accelerate out. Emergency acceleration to get yourself out of there. Emergency acceleration. Good to go. Here we go. Luciu Santana. Open lane pattern. Persons want to come out. Yep. Okay. So what I was saying here earlier in this live stream, in this video, is that person's stuck behind that white SUV, doesn't want to be there, sees an open lane right here, switches over. So if you see this pattern, and I'm talking about specifically this pattern right here, stuck behind this person, it's a slower lane. They see this person pass them and they see an open lane. They switch into the open lane. So what we don't want to do is be in their blind spot. That's it. We don't want to be in their blind spot. We want to ride staggered like we're in a group ride with other vehicles as best we can. Here we go. No left turns. Okay. No left turns. Not a big deal. Here we go. Anybody gonna turn left though? Probably. Oh, what are you doing? Not a big deal. He saw it ahead of time. He slowed down. Let them out. Not a big deal. Move on. Move on. You don't have to be a police officer. Narrow road. You see headlights coming at you. Ooh. What do we do here? We're going to fight. We'll play chicken. Well, that truck's going to win. Just be a courteous person. Pull right there. Or maybe pull off to the side, like before you saw that, pull off to the side. So you're like this, so then you can exit out afterwards. What is this guy going to do? You're going to make him reverse when you had an option to be right here? You know, just come on. Come on. Or even right here. Keep creeping, keep creeping, keep creeping, keep creeping, keep creeping. Stay right there. Let them out. You move on with your day. Not a big deal. What are we doing here, guys?
There's no reversing, bro.
Guy helped it. Guy refused to help the situation. You can do something. You can do something. There you go. Dude, we didn't need to have any of that. The text that is popping up. We could have just done it. All right, here we go. Passing. Okay, on the shoulder. Not very smart, but we're doing what we're doing. Oh, there's a crash. How do we rescue somebody, everybody? Can we rescue? Can we stop any major bleeds? Come on, Edwin. Let's help out some peoples. Let's see if we can get 150 likes. Hit that like button, everybody. Bad crash. Oh, gee. This looks like a fatality. That's a flow of blood right there. He's obviously not getting up. And if you notice right here, yep. Two bikes. So we got a bike here, bike here. Let's do an X there, X there. Oh man, I've been on these. They don't look human anymore when you get up close. It's up to you if you want to continue, like if you want to help. All you can really do for this person is to check and see if they're breathing. You have to start doing triage. The only thing you can do is check to see if they're breathing. Check for a pulse real quick. And then move on to this person. Do the same thing. And then you pick. Then you pick who you're working on. Which sucks because the person you pick that you're working on is going to have something of a chance because you're working on them. The fact that you're not working on the others, more than likely they're dead. They're gonna die. So it's a crappy situation overall. This is why a lot of first responders have a lot of PTSD and mental health issues. Is that it's one thing. It's like, oh yeah, I worked on somebody. This is what they tell you. Maybe I want to point out a little bit. I'm gonna spend a little time on this one, I guess. Is that like maybe you have a firefighter friend or a police officer friend. They're like, yeah, we worked on somebody. Yeah, I did CPR on somebody. What a lot of the times they do is they leave out the fact that they chose to work on this person and then not this person because they had to triage. And so what they're not saying is, yeah, I chose someone over someone else. Because that's what the training tells you. And so you stick to the training, but they don't share the fact that they actually just made a choice that somebody is going to die. They made a choice that they're going to try to save someone, but they also made a choice that somebody was going to die. And that's where it gets pretty bad. That's where it sucks. And this is why staffing is so important. This is why I really was pushing when I was a firefighter. So we need to have 4-man crews instead of 3, because this person right here is going to take 4 to 5 people to work on effectively. So with a 3-man crew, you make that choice. With a 4-man crew, you might be able to split between 2 and 2. Maybe, depending. Overall, it's terrible. With a 3-man crew, maybe you're doing 2 or like 1-on-1, and then one's doing scene incident command. Yeah.
Quedó completamente doblada la moto y el casco de la
That bike
señora
is
quedó
split in
a
half.
medias.
There's the helmet of the other rider. Ah. Overall terrible. This is why we're trying to prevent crashes and close calls for ourselves so that we don't end up in these situations. And also another reason why we try to focus on, rescue. We want to be able to remain calm, ensure on safety, stop any major bleeds if we can come up on an accident. So hopefully we have at least some of that training so we don't feel as bad to not be able to not do anything. This is why I focus heavily on this. But kind of end on a bad note. But with that said, grab yourself a slice of pizza, head on out, and I'll see you on the next live stream. Man, what a way to end it. Oh my gosh, that is terrible. Full gear, even full gear, full leathers. Guys, there's something, it's gonna, a lot of people get in trouble when they wear full gear like this. They're like, I'm invincible now because I got the best gear. I got full leathers. I got a most expensive full face helmet. I got a Sedici, full leather suit. I can speed. It's like, do you understand that if you, even in the best of cars, the highest safety ratings with airbags, seatbelts, crumple zones, roll cages, people die in cars all the time. All the time. You think you're invincible because you have leather armor? They went from leather to knight's armor, metal, because leather's not as good as. Yeah, that's what gets people in trouble sometimes. I have full gear so I can do stuff. It's no. 67 likes, guys. Let's get to 150 likes, and I'll go over Doodle on a motorcycle.
You're about to see my first crash in 10 years of riding. And I wouldn't know it until days and weeks later, but it's the accident that would halt my riding until I didn't know when.
We'll go over that once we hit 150 likes on the live stream. Hit that like button, guys. We got another Moto Stars video. This guy is not looking too good. Not looking too good. Let's take a look at this one, though, real quick. Oh, we got some good crashes there. We're going to be going over that one. 150 likes. 150 likes, and we're going to go over the Doodle on a motorcycle crash. Let's go ahead and take a look at this video in 3, 2, 1. All right, everybody, we're going to be going over this crash video for Moto Stars. So we got some crashes. We're going to see what happens. Oh, some corners. We're going to wear some gear. All right, here we go.
Hey everyone,
let's take a look at this.
Off with the rider who had
Moto
a pretty
Stars.
lucky beginning to his ride and ended up completely wrecking his brand new
Okay,
bike.
so we're
Lucky
brand new
was
bike. That
seriously
sucks.
hurt. You missed it.
Oh, okay. A little newbie mistake, a little new rider mistake. We're going through the corner. We made it through the corner. Okay, it's a stop.
Hey everyone.
Ran through it. So here's the thing: as a brand new rider, having to stop, it's scary. I'm brand new. It's the skill set of progressive braking, stopping. And then it's also scary for me to, friction zone throttle control to get ourselves from a stop to going. That's a little new. It's a little scary. I'd rather just run through the stop sign because it's easier just to continue going. That's usually the mindset of a beginner rider. So what you're doing is you're training a bad habit of going through stop signs. You're also preventing yourself from learning progressive braking and then starting from a stop. You're removing your learning lesson there, and that's not good. So when we do this, we're not helping ourselves at all. So we need to stop and then make the turn. So we went wide. We didn't even go in the first available lane. So this looks like an absolute new rider.
He's right, and
so we're coming up through here.
Wrecking his brand new bike.
We're not paying attention though.
Hurt. You missed.
Okay, so he's not turning. He's not paying attention. Maybe he was supposed to turn left right there. Who knows? Because the guy was saying you missed. Maybe they're talking on the Cardo Pack Talk edges. Link in the description for 10% off. But we're coming through here.
Missed it.
And he puts his foot down because he panics. When he has an open lane, there's nothing in his way. So brand new rider. This can happen. How do you get better? How do you get better at riding? Making these turns, starting from stop, progressive braking. Guys, get the Smart Rider training drills. We have 24 drills. You're going to have a bunch of different drills in a parking lot. You only need 10 cones. I show you how to, set it all up. It's very easy. Each one of these pages has a QR code. There's a digital version. If you get this, you get the digital version as download, but there's a digital version only. You can put it on your phone mount. You can practice in a parking lot. guys, this right here, if we're trying to learn how to make turns and stop and start on the road with traffic, it's just too much. Go to a parking lot, go into a dead end of a street, practice your drills, practice that, get to the point where you're able to move the bike really good, and then go out on the street and use that skills you learned in the parking lot. And then this way, all you're having to focus on is traffic because you can already maneuver the bike well. This is a brand new rider. It's a brand new bike. And who knows, it could prevent them from ever wanting to ride again.
Wait, what?
Because now there's a new fear.
Is he okay? What did he cut?
Oh, bike is done. Look at that. It's leaking everywhere. Leaking everywhere. All right. That sucks. I gotta get a thumbnail though. Get on this side. Thumbnail.
How did it fall off?
Bro,
Oh, it's right there.
I think-
This is your foot, bro.
well, good, bro. I mean, like,
All right, here we go. Insane crash and close call. Ooh. Okay, we have to watch it. Sorry.
well, good, bro. I mean, like,
Insane crash and close call. Okay. So a different motorcycle rider crashed. We did good with the emergency braking. So what we can do here is remain calm, ensure our own safety, and stop any major bleeds if we can. He's got some road rash, locked up his front brakes with a stop sign. The bike did not start, but bikes can be replaced. Exactly. So help out if you can. He looks like he's walking, not a big deal. But how did this happen? This is multiple different situations. Multiple different situations here. So what we have is that. So what we have is we're coming up. We're riding ourselves. We're not even involved with these people that crashed. We're riding up here. We're gonna just go from this point of view. We're not gonna worry about them from here. We see something weird. A crash. They're coming out into our lane. We're traveling. They have a stop sign. We don't have a stop sign. That's that side of the vehicle. Now we located the hazardous situation. It's a relevant threat. We have to navigate this active threat. So what do we do? So when this thing moves, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. There we go. So he's applying front brakes. So we're doing progressive braking because we see something happening. We don't like it. We need to slow down so we can make a decision if we're swerving left or right. We got to do something. We got to at least slow down. It's going to be a lot easier to swerve if we're slowing down. So we come up to here. We see an escape path. We see a gap. Okay, they seem to go slow when you have the adrenaline going. So we're able to see this. So we come through here. He's going to swerve left because he sees that. Good job going through the escape path. Very good.
Oh my God.
Now we get through that panic. We get through it now. Let's get ourselves back into the mindset of focus. Okay, we can either stop and remain calm, ensure our safety, and stop any major bleeds, or we can continue on with our day. It's up to you if you don't feel like helping. But for me, I'm going to pull off to the side on the shoulder and help. Now let's go back over here. What they're saying is that they, what did he say? Locked up his brakes through the stop sign. Okay, cool. That's what they're saying. So we have two riders. One of them stopped probably at the stop sign. The other one wasn't paying attention. And so then once they saw the stop sign, saw the person stop, they slammed the front brakes, probably dumped the bike, the front tire, lost traction, fell down, and hits the other rider that pushes the other rider out, which is kind of bad because if there's traffic, he's kind of dead. So pay attention. Don't slam the brakes. Pay attention to see the stop signs. Pay attention. Don't just follow somebody else's riding. You have to ride your own ride, even in a group ride. You have to look for signs. You have to look for the stop signs. You have to look for the cross traffic. You have to look for everything. You can't just follow behind somebody, like follow the leader. You can't do that. So we're coming up to here. He comes out. Thankfully, this guy was paying attention and was able to keep the bike upright. The other guy didn't. Okay, so this guy didn't. Now, part of smart riding, acquire and use personal protective equipment. He's not wearing anything other than cowboy boots, which will help out with some abrasions, but not the impacts. He's going to have road rash on his back, road rash on his arms. Head injuries, possibly. Wear gear, everybody. Okay? Lots going on in this video. Yeah.
Good thing I can take beating, eh? Yeah, bro, I guess.
All right. Here we go. We have somebody going through, somebody going through. Oh, hit a curb. Oh, causes a collision. The Mongols, you guys should be able to ride. Come on, man. I mean, is it Utah? What's going on here? I mean, it's one thing to have like a rocker and everything, but you just kind of advertise that some of your guys can't ride. I mean, so we're going through here. So it looks like maybe they were passing. They went into the left turn lane to pass us. That's my best guess. They went into the left turn lane to pass us because that median is like in front of the left turn lane because you're not really supposed to go straight. So this guy is swerving back into the straight lane, the left lane, right? And then this guy is doing the same thing. He just did it a little bit too late and hits that curb, that median. So that's going to mess him up. He just whiskey throttled it right there. You see that? He fell, whiskey throttled, right into the back. Why are we speeding when there's all these red lights? All these brake lights. Why are we speeding to get in front? Not very smart. Not very smart. Hopefully you can help somebody out if they crash and whatnot, but now you got a lot of damage, a lot of insurance. She's not wearing any gear whatsoever. She's got a little pain on the right leg. Pay attention, guys. The road is the road. Why are we trying to pass in the left turn lane? Stay in the main road. Catch up to each other. He's using an old Pack Talk Bold. They have the new Pack Talk Edges. I mean, you guys should be talking to each other. It's dynamic mesh. You can connect a bunch of riders together and just say, hey, I missed the light. She's shaking. She's shaking. Adrenaline dump. Adrenaline dump. You're fine. Oh, no. Went a little wide? Oh, no, we didn't go a little wide. We hit the back of a car. 1 second. We hit the back of a car. Lady, what are you doing? Lady, what are you doing? So we're getting up to here. Okay. So she's riding. She's perfectly fine. We can't see the front, but we saw at the end the car. The car is turning right. So we're going around a corner. We're not having a good space cushion. So we want to have a good space cushion between ourselves and the vehicle in front. And I like being off to the side just in case somebody slams the brakes. I can lane split, be in a lane splitting position. So what I mean by that is I like to be off to the side next to the line. You see the line right there? I like to be next to the line when I'm behind a vehicle so that if something does happen, I can just lane split or I'm quicker to the escape that I need versus having to slam the brakes and possibly rear end somebody. Maintain a space cushion will help prevent a lot of stuff. So we get up to here, we hit the back of the bike, and when it comes to full gear, we're wearing just that armor only. I'm trying to get a pause right here. So the armor only, what we don't have is abrasion resistance in this open gap area, okay? We have impact resistance on these parts, but no abrasion resistance. Now this will help out with abrasions, but if you notice they're on with straps, if they rotate on you, that's not good. Or if they fly off, that's not good. See you later, Colin. And we're getting up to here. We're not wearing full gear. Okay? Those, I don't know if those are motorcycle leggings or not. Motorcycle boots. Got a helmet. Definitely in pain. That car is still going. It's leaving. Oh, not good. Chain slack. Here we go. Going around a corner. Nice and easy. Very good.
He wasn't ready for.
Oh, okay, he's not ready for it? He's going pretty chill. 63, probably kilometers. I'm going 35. Here we go. Oh, that's a sharper corner. So if you noticed, yeah, once you hit that gravel, you're going to slip and slide out. Okay, so we get up through here, right? Okay, going on straight, right? I want you to pay attention to the actual turns.
Way too fast
easy turn, right? Easy turn. So we're thinking in our head, oh, these are easy turns.
Target fixation.
Going through another left turn. Oh, easy turn. You see how it's like wide? And then we get up to this one. This is where complacency kicks in. Easy turn, bunch of easy turns. This one's going to be easy turn. I'm going to maintain my speed. I can keep going 60 because I did 60 on those turns, this turn, that turn, this turn. Now we're coming up to here, and I'm going to do 60 on this turn. Oh, crap. It's a lot sharper than the other turns. And now I'm wide. Every turn is its own individual challenge. And that's the cool thing is that you made 10 turns back there. They're easy or whatever. I was going 60 kilometers an hour, 10 turns. I got 10 checkoffs. 10 checkoffs on a turn. I am good on this turn, good on this turn, good on this turn. I have 10 successes, 10 successes, 10 successes. Perfect. Now, we're coming up to this next one. I want to get an 11th success. Now, how do I tell if it's sharper or not? Well, this one you can see. Let's go back. you can see
This rider was
all the way through the turn.
fast
See how you can see all the way? Oh, come on, camera. See how you can see all the way through the turn? Pretty much the whole time.
Target
You can see all the way through the turn. It's the crest of the hill, but you can see all the way through the turn. Now here, how come I can't see all the way through the turn? Because of the text on the top? Yeah, I get that. But how come I can't see all the way through the turn? Oh, maybe it's sharper. It's blind now. We have something obstructing our view, and it curves even further. I can't see through the turn. I should slow it down. I can't see well. I'm going to slow it down. If you can't see well, if you have your eyes closed and you're running, what are you going to do? Run? You're going to slow it down. You have your eyes open, you're going to run? Yeah, you can see where you're going. But close your eyes in the middle of a run. Now you're naturally, instinctually going to slow down, right? I can't see through the turn. I'm naturally going to instinctually slow down until I can see through the turn, which would be right there, and it's still turning. It's still turning. So once I can see a little bit, I'm going to give it a little bit, maybe roll off throttle, give it a little, whatever I need to do. That turn keeps going. So complacency will get you. Complacency will get you. Not good. Here we go. Yield. Okay. Looking for traffic. Nice little Honda Rebel. Love it. Oh, side of the cyclist. What a dum-dum.
What are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing, dude? So one thing I made a comment on a previous video is that if you look left, just want to point it out because this is a great example. You look left, your shoulders naturally tend to go. Now, somebody made a comment. They're like, well, I just did a test, and if I look left, I still go straight. Yeah, of course, because you're paying attention. So I can look left and do the same thing. My arms aren't moving. But naturally, instinctually, without you thinking, this is what happens. If you think, you can stop it. That's the whole point. You pay attention. So when we got, my head's cut off. When we get to this point, I want you guys to see this cyclist. When he looks left, he starts to turn left. When he looks right, he starts to turn right. That's the part that I'm trying to emphasize here. Watch the cyclist. He looks left, he starts turning his bike left. He looks right, he turns the bike right.
What are you doing?
He looks left, it turns left. He looks right, it turns right. You see that? If you don't think you're doing that on a motorcycle, you're mistaken. You're on two wheels with a handlebar. Same concept. Same concept. So very carefully pay attention when you're deciding to do a head check to the left. Guess what? You're probably turning left accidentally. Focus heavily on keeping the handlebar straight. Do a full head check instead of doing that. Head check instead of doing that. Okay? Pay attention. If you want to practice your head and eye movement, tight turns, all that stuff, check out the Smart Rider drills. 20% off, links in the description. 24 drills in a parking lot, 10 cones. Practice your riding. The guy on the bike has been doing the drills. He's got some good U-turns and whatnot. But you can practice on your Honda. I did that on my Honda Rebel. All right, here we go. What do we got here? Oh.
Oh, yes. Automatic system.
She got messed up. Oh, in front of a cop. Checking the elbows. Hey, what do we have on our motorcycle gear? Oh, elbow protection. If we wore a jacket with elbow protection. Interesting. Would have helped mitigate some of that. Still would have felt it. Maybe not as much. All right, so when it comes to going through an intersection, this is a roundabout. Good job looking left. Good job. You're looking left, you see the car coming. They're not slowing down. They're not slowing down. Did something illegal there. Basically, they're supposed to yield. That vehicle is still going. Okay, if they're still going, that's an active threat. So we get up to here, we need to apply the brakes, let them be an idiot and go right now. Now, we didn't. We get up to here, honking the horn's not going to do anything. Either apply really good progressive braking. We have three things we can do: braking, swerving, acceleration. So we either apply really good progressive braking to stop because we're not going super fast, and hopefully they swerve a little bit left in their point of view and get themselves out of there. Another thing we can do: emergency accelerate, get ourselves out of there. Honking the horn, rev bombing is not going to do anything. Now, if we're at this spot, best thing you can do, lift your leg up. Lift your leg up. Lift your left leg up as high as you possibly can so that it doesn't get in between the motorcycle and the car when it finally collides. Get that leg up as best you can so it just hits the bike, not your leg first. All right, here we go. We have, oh, Dum Dum decided to
Here the driver was creative.
decided to turn right when they should have been going straight.
The wrong lane, catching the rider.
Hard to anticipate that.
The driver tried to flee the scene, but there were people nearby who helped catch him.
Oh. Okay, that's cool. Seems to be doing fine. It's an older Harley Davidson. They don't make those no more. That sucks, dude. Those are so much easier to work on than like the newer bikes. You could fix anything on one of those. It costs a little bit. That's justified. That's justified. At this point, get his license plate.
I got a camera, park right here till the cops come.
It doesn't matter if like the truck driver's like, how did I make you crash? It's like, dude, we were in a collision. You still have to stay. All right. So I got the Corvette's like, I've been waiting for this day. I finally get to use the speed of my car to chase down people. I'm like, Batman. I'm Batman. I'm justice. So we're getting through here. Okay. So we're coming up to an intersection. Locate a hazardous situation. It's green light, still fine. Side of the vehicle, you know, still intersections. Dangerous. Assess any relevant threats, so far none. But I'm going to be prepared and navigate any possible anything. So how do I prepare when I don't see anything? If I don't see anything happening, how do I prepare? Keep both hands on the handlebars, cover those front brakes. Maybe slow it down a little bit going through the intersection so I get a little bit of weight on the front tire. A little bit easier when it comes to a swerve or anything like that, or emergency braking, there's already weight on that front tire. So now I have traction for the swerve or the front brake. So I'm doing that. Every intersection. Both hands on the handlebars, covering the front brakes, roll off throttle just a little bit. And I'm talking if it's a 45-mile road, I'm now doing 42 going through the intersection. And once I pass the intersection, I get back up to 45. It's easy to go up and down 3 miles per hour. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Okay? I'm kind of coasting through the intersection because I'm not giving it throttle. I'm just going a little bit slower, getting a little bit of engine braking on that front tire. I do that for everything. I do it in my car, my sweet Chrysler Pacifica, sweet van. It's really nice. I love it. Sliding doors, automatic, boom, 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 click the button. It's great. I got a 4x8 piece of plywood in the back. You can fit anything. Stow and go seats. Anyways, I'm doing that in a vehicle. I'm doing that on a motorcycle, no matter what. Just in case some idiot decides to do this. Sometimes you can't get out of it. That's the crappy part. But if we don't have our hands on the handlebars, we remove an option for us to do something. We delay our perception. Our perception should be the same. We delay our reaction time. I don't want to delay my reaction time. Now we have to reach up when we could have applied a little bit back there. Imagine if we were able to apply the brakes just half a second sooner. It would have been a close call, maybe. Who knows? Who knows? We were fishtailing and lost some traction. Scary situation. It's a bigger bike. It's an older bike. Doesn't have ABS probably. Dumped the bike. Could have been worse. Either way, could have been worse. But that's what I'm doing this whole time. I'm paying attention every single intersection.
What the?
Oh, do you see that next one? He's going up pretty quick. All right, here we go. We're coming up. How come that is getting quicker? Oh, we're playing with our phone. Guys, I use my phone. I use my rock form mount. Link in description for 20% off. I only have a few sponsors. Only the stuff I use. And I love this thing. It's magnetic. I have it on my phone mount right on the front, just kind of like what he's doing right there. But I'm coming up to it. I'm getting up. There's traffic. I'm not fiddling with it. At least with the Cardo, because all I'm doing is listening to music and GPS. With the Cardo, they have buttons. There's buttons on it. And so I can do this. I'm looking forward. I'm doing this. Okay? The buttons. Okay, that's what I'm doing. You can change the song. You can turn down the volume and all that stuff. You don't have to reach forward. I can just, I'm looking forward. Okay, there's traffic. Not messing with it. Okay, no traffic. That's all I'm doing. That's it. But if we're doing this, oh, he made it. I was fully anticipating a crash. That's pretty interesting. Okay. It's a good example not to be playing with the phone. It's over there. Let's put that over there. We already learned that. Here's the new example of what is actually kind of good. Is that it wasn't a slam panic brake. It was, I'm not going to be able to stop in time. My total stopping distance is nowhere. I don't have it anymore. I have to swerve. And I have to find that escape path that will take me there into a new position for safety, right? So he located the hazardous situation instantly because it was last second. He assessed instantly because it was last second. He navigated instantly because it was the last second. And he navigated himself in a new position for safety because he just had to or he's going to crash. So we swerve. Now I want you to see this part. Look how much room. Let's see if we can get a good view. So there's the curb. Here's the side of the vehicle. We use the shoulder. Guess what, guys? You can use the shoulder for an escape path. You don't have to use a lane like you're a car. That's the shoulder he used. You don't need to be like thinking in a car mentality, I have to swerve to the open lane, which actually that is an option. But you can also have the option to swerve into that little gap right there. Now, is it going to be better than this one? Who knows? Who knows? But it's better than sliding in the back of this car. So you have more options as a motorcyclist than you do as a car. Don't do this, though. Don't do that. Don't do that. Now you check your pants, because you probably crapped yourself. All right, here we go. Lane splitting.
What's up, dude?
Or filtering, because everyone stopped. We can do this in Arizona. Where are we here? I don't know. Write in the comments what that license plate is. It's probably not legal. It's not legal in a lot of states. Arizona's one of them. Utah, you know. That's probably why the other motorcyclist wasn't doing that. It's like, oh man, there's a cop next to me. I better not lane split.
That's a $165 ticket.
Yeah?
Yeah, 4 points.
Is
No lane split in South Carolina.
South Carolina.
your lights?
You want to see my lights?
No lane split in South Carolina.
I gotta go, brother.
All right. ST6R Ghost. I need you to take a seat right up front real quick. Okay? Take a seat up front real quick. Don't get a slice of pizza. Don't get a slice of pizza. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. He obviously has tones, the siren sound. Guy's asking for lights. Okay, whatever. He's pointing out the simple fact that it's a $165 fine, 4 points on your license. He knows information, like whatever. Okay, it might be just some citizen, civilian that just somehow knows this information. Maybe he's the one that's been lane splitting and he knows that it's a $165 fine with 4 points on his license because that's what he's got. And he decided to give up his motorcycle. And he's driving a sweet Z71, probably the one I want, Silverado. He probably knows. You don't have to be a dick. Okay, you don't have to be a dick. Sit up front, dude. You don't have to be a dick. Okay, you don't have to. Accept the information. Be like, okay, got it. Then take off. Okay, got it. Then take off. So basically, what he's doing is giving you a warning. If this is a real cop, he's giving you a warning. Don't have to be a dick.
Is
No lane split in South Carolina.
that the your lights?
You want to see my lights?
No, I'm fine. I gotta go, brother. Look at this guy, bro.
At no point was there any accountability, man. Come on, man. There's no accountability. It's like if you're in the state of South Carolina and you know that you're not supposed to lane split or lane filter and you're doing it anyways and somebody points it out at you, don't be like, hey, you're the problem. I'm not the problem, even though I was the one doing it. Somebody, thank you for be appreciative. Like, thanks for the warning. and then stop the behavior. Just stop the behavior. You can sit in traffic. I'm here in Tucson, Phoenix, and Yuma and everything. It's 115, 120 degrees, dry heat, no wind. Yeah, of course it's not humid, but I'm sitting in traffic before they passed the law. And I was fine with it. Full gear, even. Just sit in traffic. It sucked. Sit in traffic. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Really doesn't mess with anything. I get it. You want to be out in front. The whole excuse, and a lot of people, and I'm sorry, you know, ST6 Argos, I'm kind of using it as an example here. But a lot of people are like, oh, I lane split and I lane filter specifically because I'm scared of getting rear-ended. That is one of the most rare collisions and occurrences that happen. Not a lot of motorcyclists actually get rear-ended. It's just a perfect excuse so that we can add on to the things that motorcyclists want, lobbying towards getting lane filtering. It's not, statistically, it doesn't happen very often. Another thing that people say, well, with air-cooled engines, it's easier, it's better if we can lane filter, because if we sit in there, it's air-cooled, we're not getting airflow, the engine's going to overheat, we're going to have mechanical problems. That's another thing people complained about. That's another thing. And then people say, well, in the state of California, you can do that. That's another thing. I don't want to do what a lot of California does. I really don't. I wish my state would not do a lot of the things that California does. But, you know, lane filtering is one thing that's perfectly fine. I like the fact that Utah set it up to where you can only do it at a stoplight with 2 lanes going in the same direction, and every vehicle has to be stopped. You can't go over 15 miles an hour over the flow of traffic, which means it's stopped traffic. So it means you're only going 15. Perfectly fine. Only when it's safe to do so. Okay? Perfectly fine. We don't have to, though. We don't have to. We don't have to lane filter. We don't have to lane split. We're nimble. We can use our blinkers and get ourselves in and out. Once we get through the open area of traffic, accelerate out. Not a big deal. But if you're doing something that you're not supposed to be doing, and somebody calls it out, instead of being a D-bag about it or being a jerk about it or whatever, having an attitude, how about that? Having an attitude about it, how about we just say, you know what, maybe different perspective, maybe I can do something different. Now we're doing this.
Hey, don't do that again, bro. You almost hit me. Don't do that again. All right? You want to get... You're not a cop. You're not a cop. Watch your mouth, bro. I don't give a what you think. You're not a cop, bro.
You know, in fact, you can leave. Go ahead and leave. No, don't take a slice of pizza. You can leave. Sorry. As a smart rider, you know, part of the smart rider crew, we don't have that attitude. You can join you can be a part of a different area, different club. You can get out of here. We're done. Yeah, go. Oh geez, had to drop the bike, had to lay her down because I panicked, slammed the front brakes. Nice skinny jeans. Anyways, we're coming up to here. So he's got his left hand off the handlebars, he's putting his visor down, or he's putting it up and everything. We're coming to a stop. Doesn't see till the last second. How did we dump the bike? If we're on the motorcycle with the camera and we didn't fall down, it's not necessarily going to be gravel then, right? It's not going to be oil and everything. So we get too close to the other motorcyclist, we slam that front brake really hard. That front tire loses traction, and that's the whole I had to lay her down, okay? We slammed too hard, and we lost traction. We dumped the bike. So what can we do instead? Progressive front braking. Apply a little bit, get weight on the front tire, apply more, a little bit more weight, more, and you can squeeze towards that last half a lot quicker once you have traction on that front tire. But how do we do it slowly to start? We have to do it a little bit further, and that's what total stopping distance is all about. We have to do it a little bit further because how do we do it a little bit further? We have to perceive and pay attention first. You see how it keeps going back to paying attention when you're riding? So that you can use the skill set that you should be training, so that you don't have crashes, so you can prevent close calls. You have to do it sooner. It's a change of behavior. You can't be waiting till the last second. because you're not in a car with 4 tires, and if you slam the brakes, you're not going to fall down. You're just going to skid a little bit, and ABS is going to kick in. You have seatbelts and crumple zones and airbags and seatbelts and all these other things and more seatbelts. You don't have that. Pay attention. Riding a motorcycle, it's a little more risky. Oh, geez. Why are we passing on the right? Is this a lane? It's a lane. What's the A stand for, everybody? In this country, supposedly. I don't know. It's a European thing. I'm assuming it's like a bus lane, maybe? We're speeding and passing on the right. I never... Ooh, he's squeezing it. He's got some fleshy issues. Maybe a soft tissue injury with a ligament or tendon in his elbow. I have bicep tendonitis right now, and it freaking sucks. Anyways, we're coming through here. Lane splitting. You think autobus? I don't know. Same thing, Spidey. I have no idea. So we're lane splitting. Okay. Lots of traffic. That person tried his best, and then the bike landed on top of him. I need a thumbnail for this one, maybe. Let's go and take a look. Yeah, so lane splitting, having an issue, hitting the back of the vehicle, having it flip over. The Russian text says cuts over 2 lanes without blinking. Thank you, Horvath. Here we go. Going through here. It's the 360 X4.
One of the riders.
Okay, we're in a lane split. Not a big deal. He waited. All right, how you doing? Here we go. Everyone's doing fine. She's just cruising. Somebody just, a little bit of a crash. Now, how do we rescue? How can we help? Maybe. Yeah, he's walking wounded. We're good to go. All right, we're going through here. We can't see around this vehicle. Oh, now you can, right? Remember what I tell you guys? Be off to the sides. Now, I would be off to this side, but even this side. It's pretty self-explanatory. If the car is taking up the middle of the lane, you can't see past it. But if you're off to the sides, you can see past it. It's weird. It's weird how that works. It's kind of common sense, not really, but it is. And so I would have been off to the left. Now, let's take a quick look. We have somebody right here. I wonder what's going to happen there in the mirror. But let's go back just a teeny bit. Oh, they looks like they're passing. So right here, we're right behind the vehicle. Right behind the vehicle. Can't see around them. Now watch them kind of move off to the side. And now we can see around them. And now we got this person doing something, so let's pay attention to that. Okay, they passed. So more than like, let's see if we can get the frame right on it. Okay. So more than likely, let's see if this vehicle stops before. Okay, here we go. Perfect. We're diagnosing things here. Why is this vehicle applying, not this one, why is this one applying the brakes? Why? Think. Maybe that black car is slowing down to turn left. Right? We can't tell. We don't know. We can't see. All we can tell is this, the brake lights. This person can't see the brake lights because they're ahead of them, right? So this vehicle is slowing down because they can see that the black vehicle in front of them is turning left. So traffic is slowing down. This person decides to speed to pass on a double yellow, which I'm assuming in this country, I don't know if it's America or not, means no passing. So they're speeding. A vehicle's turning left, they're not going to be able to stop in time. And then they collide. And just so you guys know, yes, a 500-600 pound machine going 70 miles an hour is very dangerous to other vehicles, like other pedestrians, other cyclists, other whatever. Compartment intrusion inside of a vehicle when you T-bone somebody into their door. The door going into the person is actually very dangerous. Anything over 3 inches, compartment intrusion, is very dangerous because that means those forces are being transmitted into the human body, which causes shearing of the organs and blood vessels, which is going to cause internal damage. So yeah, it's dangerous. It kills people. And just so you can see how much energy is being applied to this vehicle, watch it spin out. Imagine that force being transmitted into the exact side of the driver door, and boom, driver's dead. It hit the back end, that's why it spun out. But this person right here is not going to be doing too good. So how can we help? Yeah, they did something stupid, but I don't want to see people die. I really don't. Especially if I can have a hand in preserving their life, I'm going to remain calm as best I possibly can. I'm going to ensure my own safety. I'm going to pull off to the side so I don't get hit by another vehicle or maybe his buddy that's being an idiot too. I'm going to try to protect myself, put on some nitrile gloves. And if there's any external bleeding, I'm going to try my best to stop any external bleeding. With a little bit more skill set, I can do rescue breaths, or I can do something else. I can do CPR. I can do whatever it is I need to do. But at minimum, stop any major bleeds. Because he's not getting up. He probably has a bad concussion. All right, freaking idiot cuts me off a motorcycle on Blood Mountain. How you doing, Zach? All right, we have right there. Look at that. Look at that sign. Sharp left turn, and then it looks like the other sign means it's gonna be a sharp right turn. It's kind of like a U-turn. So we have sharp left with the chevrons aimed to the left, which is what we're doing right now. Pretty far leaning, and then we have a sharp right turn after that. Friggin' idiot cuts me off a motorcycle on Blood Mountain. If you've been on the road for any length of time, even if you read the DMV book for a driver's license, it's in there. But if you've been on the road at any length of time, you know that trailers, whether it's a semi or a flatbed or whatever it is, they need room, especially in turns. Okay? So if you're going through a turn and you see a trailer, give it space and pass on a straightaway when they're in their lane, because they are going to cross the lane a little bit. It's not that he meant to. He probably needed to, and that's just a common thing. Write in the comments if you drive a trailer around or you know this already, because to me it's common sense that that's going to happen. I don't know. Moving on. Here we go. Oh, what happened, buddy? What happened, Lexa 6R? What happened? Let's go and take a look. Oh, it's your baby. Your baby bike.
No, 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 no!
Yeah, there it is. The emotions came out. All right, so we're going through the corner. We hit something. You can see some gravel, little pebbles on the road. Oh, there it is. There it is. Look at that. Look at that. Now, how do we anticipate that? Let's go back a little bit. How do we anticipate that? Well, we're going 76. I mean, just look at the road. Okay, so right here. I'm picking it apart. It's hard to see sometimes. You have like a dirt road, right? So if people go in, they also come out. So they track dirt. They track a lot of dirt. When it comes to gravelly roads, the area of road that is all gravelly is the center, the sides, and the sides. So let's do an X. That's where the gravel is. Why is there like no gravel in these areas? It's because other cars, their tires are kind of kicking the dirt out and picking it up in the tread. They're kicking it out. So whenever I see a gravelly road, oh, I want to go back. There we go. Whenever I see a gravelly road, I don't hang out in the middle near the sides. I don't do that. I ride where the other tires typically go. And I do that during the rain too. That's what I do. Yoink. Yoink. Yeah, it sucks, but this is why we wear full gear. Just in case something happens, we miss it. Maybe we didn't see it because we were focused on the road. We just missed it.
No!
Wear full gear just in case. Have good health insurance if you can. Or have an emergency fund just in case you break a leg. All right, here we go. Going through here. The road surface, okay. Does that mean that it's divided traffic? For the next 3.8 kilometers per hour? Oh, there it is. Or they're supposed to yield? Is that why their arrow is red?
A very dangerous moment when the driver...
Oh, very dangerous moment. Oh, we got headlights in our lane. Move over. No, dude. If you see headlights in our lane...
Ignore them.
Okay, you can see it way ahead of time. There's the headlights right there. If you see headlights in your lane, when it comes to planning, we located a hazardous situation. Is it a relevant threat? Yes. How do we navigate this active threat? We put ourselves in a new position for safety. Ride that line. This gives them plenty of time. Let's say the vehicle takes up all this time. You're over here now. You're not going to get hit. Now they can finally switch over. But it gives them an opportunity to get into an escape if you get over here as soon as possible. You have all this space cushion right here. Just move over. Not a big deal. It's scary. Not a big deal. Don't just hide and hang out. Don't hang out. Don't hang out. See how they're like getting close to that? Give them plenty of space so they don't crash. Ride the line over there.
I don't know if the camera picked that up.
Looks like he missed his turn. You see it on the GPS?
There's a dirty. What? What's the...
Or his GPS is all... What did I miss there?
There's a dirty. What? I don't know if the camera picked that up. There's a dirty.
Oh, the guy's turning. Oh, okay, whatever.
What?
Move on.
What's the point?
All right, we're going through the corner, having some fun. We're climbing the mountain. Okay, we got a turn coming up. You see how the road disappears? So we're gonna, oh, geez, what's around that road or that corner? Dummies. He almost dropped the bike because it's a little heavy. He stopped the bike hard. If this was me, I wonder if he's gonna do it. I haven't seen this video. If this was me, I'd creep up, do a nice little slow speed, get around. I wouldn't go that far. I would get up here, slow speed, and I'd tell them that they're idiots. That they're idiots for stopping on the road around a blind corner, that they need to get off somewhere else. And if they say anything back, they're like, oh, it's a photo shoot. They start getting an attitude. I don't care. It's going to take off. It's going to take off. Stupid. All right, we're going through here. We got a speed bump right there, maybe? Nope. We got a side of the vehicle come out. Good little swerve, not a big deal. Move on our day. Handling it. Oh, we see somebody. A new position for safety. All right, not a big deal. Move on with our day. Here we go. You think this was a joke? Maltese road chaos insanity. All right, Malta, Roadrunner Malta, you're on here a lot. Why are you having a lot of close calls? I think you need to take a seat right here. Go ahead and grab a slice of pizza. I keep seeing Malta. Maybe it's not just you, but I see Malta a lot in this channel. And I think you guys need to be relaxed a little bit. Let's take a look. Let's see if you get angry like the other Malta drivers. All right, so dumb right there. Let them in. You're just going to accelerate. Go.
Get off your phone.
Okay, maybe you are one of them. You either go or you let them go.
It's on the camera. Yeah. Get off your phone.
All right. Not a big deal. Nice little slow speed. Get yourself out of there. Not a big deal. Nice little slow speed. Get yourself out of there. Okay, this is the same Malta guy. Okay, somebody's turning left. Not a big deal. Let them in. Move on. You can accelerate fast because you're on a motorcycle. You're having a great day. You have a line of sight issue right here. Okay, a bus is going to make a wide turn. Not a big deal. Let them do it. Or you go. Get out of here. Who cares? Some of these motorcycle riders annoy the crap out of me. Yeah, you, Malta guy. Go ahead and grab a slice of pizza and you can wait outside. We're not dealing with that today. All right, traffic adventures of Uncle Traveling Matt. Okay, here we go. Little motorcycle adventures. All right, somebody's gonna merge. Okay, you can see that. You can see that ahead of time. You can see it. I know you're paying attention. I know you saw it. I know you saw it. We're doing this. They're coming. Oh, we're gonna get close to each other. I'm gonna keep my pace. I'm not gonna make any adjustments whatsoever because they should do it because they should be yielding. I'm just gonna honk my horn, guys. You're on a motorcycle. It's like a normal human adult against a sumo wrestler. You're not gonna win. It's like a toddler versus an adult. You're not gonna win. Okay, you see this. Roll off the throttle or switch lanes. Miss your turn if you have to. I don't care. But you see it ahead of time. Why honk the horn? Like, in that situation, if you had to turn right, roll off the throttle, let them in, you kind of zipper merge it. My blood pressure is rising. I'm gonna have more energy drink. Oh, thank God. All right, everybody, that was the last, just kidding, that was the very last clip of this Moto Stars video. We're doing a live stream on Tuesdays at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Check out the store, link in the description. But with that said, hope you guys ride safe, be safe, and we're going to take a look at another video where I might have a heart attack. Oh my gosh, all right. 85 likes, guys. We're not going to be able to get to doodle on a motorcycle. Maybe 150 likes is a little too much. Let's get 15 more likes. Let's see if we can get 15 more likes. Let's watch her crash because, you know, I'll be nice to her. 15 more likes, 14 more likes, and we'll go ahead and do a review of her speed wobble. We'll do a speed wobble video. We'll do a little speed wobble. 88 likes. Let's take a look at the speed wobble.
You're about to see my first crash in 10 years of riding. And I wouldn't know it until days and weeks later, but it's the accident that would halt my riding until I didn't know when.
Box breathing, yeah, Zach. Oh, geez. 11 more likes, we'll go over this.
What just happened? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
All right, let's get this.
Don't worry, this won't,
Don't move. Just stay right where you are.
Okay.
I wonder what she was going to say there. Don't worry, this won't. 10 more likes. I wonder what she was going to say. I mean, look at the damage. There we go. I got a better pen now. Look at the damage there. Ten more likes, and we're going to go over this video.
You're about to see...
Let's see. So she's in the back of the vehicle. Look at the impact on that. You can see the D30. A little bit of road rash.
So shortly after the accident, my knee didn't look that bad. It just seemed like there was a...
There's some immediate swelling already, I can tell. So here's we'll go over 8 more likes, guys. 8 more likes. Whenever there's like an injury accident or something like that, I always look at the unaffected knee or the unaffected part. So if a left hand injury, I look at the right hand. Left knee, I look at the right knee. You know, I try to, it's almost like a mirror image between sides. I think it's along the axial side. This is the median side, axial side. And so this knee, look at this knee compared to this knee. It's different, and it's a deformity. So we got some swelling and a deformity with a laceration. So DCAP BTLS, that's what we're looking for. Deformities, contusions, abrasions, punctures, tenderness when you touch, lacerations, or swelling. So I see a deformity. Well, yeah, it looks like the kneecap is shifted a little bit. So I see a deformity. I see some swelling. I see an abrasion, these abrasions. Maybe a puncture. Who knows? I have to get a better look. No burns. A laceration, definitely. Swelling, definitely. So there's definitely an injury that, and this is like quickly, like after, because she's in the hospital right now. Oh, look at that. Nope.
And elevating.
Yeah, look at that. Look at the difference. Definite swelling, definite soft tissue injury. Is there anything else? No. Definite injury. Oh, let's take a look.
Can't afford the medical expenses. So I decided I'd share this story not for
Oh,
myself.
she can walk though. That's good.
Will be donating financial
From rehab.
assistance. Just if you want to.
Okay. Speed bobble. All right. 6 more likes, guys. How about this? We'll do the video, but there better be 6 likes by the end of this. All right. So here we go. She said I can do a review of it. So we're not going to do a review of the whole thing, like the vlog part. I'm going to focus heavily, like I typically do, on basically what's smart riding. So she's got full gear. You know, I'm going to kind of point out the obvious, you know, with the speed wobble part, and then maybe do a little bit of how we could be helping her after the crash with a little more information on what to do. And then like this part where it's all this, I don't think I need to, I'll leave that to her vlog if you want to check out her video, which I'll go ahead and put that in the description. I only have the crash videos in the description. So I'll go ahead and put that. Let's do doodle on the motorcycle crash. There we go. Is it doodle on the or on a? There we go. I messed that up. Doodle on a motorcycle crash. There we go. So if you refresh the live stream, it should be in the description. All right. You guys ready? 4 more likes, guys. Come on, 4 more likes. Here we go. All right, so 3. You guys thought I froze.
You're about to see.
Yeah, I know. I'm about to see. All right, here we go. I'm gonna hit the record button. This will be its own standalone video. So don't distract me, everybody. Don't distract me. It's gonna be a standalone video. Here we go. So 3, 2, 1. And I'm not gonna advertise anything. This is just for this. All right. She does a good after accident report too. Kind of wanna. Maybe I'll skim through it. All right. So 3, 2, 1. What is up, everybody? DanDanTheFireman here. We're going to go over Doodle on a motorcycle. She just had a speed wobble crash, so let's go and take a look and see what happens here. So let's just watch the first part.
You're about to see my first crash in 10 years of riding. And I wouldn't know it until days and weeks later, but it's the accident that would halt my riding.
Oh, it's that concrete, the little...
I didn't know when.
Okay. And there's the bike going down. And she goes down, so I'm thinking mechanism injury, right knee.
Oh.
All right. So we're going to kind of pick apart some of this stuff, not in terms of being critical or anything, but more like, let's go ahead and go over the accident. Let's go over what happens after the accident. And then I think the rest is like her vlog. So if you do want to check it out and you get a little bit more information, we're not going to go over all that stuff. Link will be in the description for that. So let's take a look. We have a top-down point of view. We could see everything. It looks like it's an older retro type bike.
But it's the accident.
So right here, it's a good job though, because we talk about the plan method, right? We position for safety, locate, assess, and navigate. You see the gouge in the street. That's not good for your tires. If you get your tire in there, it's kind of like a tram track. So good job on her for being in a different position instead of being in this position. So you start locating those hazards like potholes, manhole covers, gouges in the street, move off to a different side, and now you're in a new position for safety. And you're looking for escape routes, good line of sight, and good space cushions away from hazards when you are aiming for a position for safety. So come up to here, and that's where it is. So right here, one thing you got to watch out for is a change of road surface, and it happens on bridges, it happens on and off ramps, and it could just happen because there's construction. You have that metal plate or whatever. So always watch out for that, because this part is never the same level as like a typical road. So the way you can tell is it's obviously different colors. So see a different color up ahead, be prepared for that. Maybe lift your butt off the seat a little bit, be prepared for that initial bump. So that's what you see there. Now I'm gonna go ahead and play a little bit.
Halt my ride.
So there's the bump. Now, you see this type of concrete in California, I hate that stuff. You see it on bridges, you see it on and off ramps with those concrete on and off ramps. I hate this stuff because with your tire, because it's always parallel. It's always parallel with your tire right here. What can happen is that it starts to sway. You start to sway a little bit because it's like going into a groove, you kind of correct, it goes into a groove, kind of correct, goes into a groove. It keeps doing that. So they're like the tiniest of tram track kind of things. Groove, and until you finally get off and then you're stable. That's why you're more stable on just the asphalt. So this kind of stuff is freaky. How do you handle that? You just constantly just do the little groove thing. Don't do any crazy emergency swerves or anything like that. So you're starting to run into issues because you can't do much. That's why I hate these roads. Try to avoid them as best as possible. Thankfully, they're always in California. I don't like going there.
Until
that's kind of what it looks like a little bit. That's maybe a little more exaggerated, but that's kind of what it looks like. The little goes into the groove.
I didn't know when.
If you have big, wide tires, so on cars, you don't feel it. But on motorcycle tires, they're more narrow, so you do feel it when it does that. So now we're on the shoulder, okay? So now it's our time to recorrect and try to stabilize our bike. Now, how can we do that? Roll off the throttle. You know, if you give it more speed, yeah, it might kind of elevate and help out a little bit. So you either have to accelerate hard, which I don't want to put myself in that position to accelerate hard to get that front suspension up a little bit and kind of lighten the load. So I don't want to go super hard because now I'm going at a higher speed on a shoulder. I'm going at a higher speed if there's traffic. Now I'm catching up to traffic too quickly, and then I have to apply the brakes. I always like to roll off the throttle and slow it down. I don't want to slam the brakes, but roll off the throttle. That's what I would be doing. But once we get to that right there, once we get to this, you're a victim to physics at this point. And this is why we wear full gear. And there's the dump. Hey, Doodle, there's the sign. Means there's a custom bike. That sucks. So, and I talked about mechanism of injury a little bit. So mechanism of injury is basically whatever the incident is. If somebody hits you in the head with a baseball bat, guess what? The mechanism of injury is a baseball bat to the head. What kind of injuries would you have to your head? Possible concussion, skull fracture, possible whatever, but it's kind of isolated here. If somebody hits you in the head with a baseball bat, they're not gonna be like, well, how's your ankle? No, it's the focus is where the type of thing happened to the thing, which will cause the injury to that specific thing area. So when we talk about mechanism of injury on a motorcycle crash, typically it's that first initial impact or it's that second and third that can involve, but the most of the forces are happening in that first initial impact. So if it's against the guardrail, okay. If it's against a car, okay. Here what we have is we fell to the side, fell down to our right side, knee first, ankle possibly, hand comes out to protect the core. It's possible a little bit of hand abrasions. And then if we go just a little bit further, right hip. So immediately, right knee takes the brunt of the force, right there. So right knee impact, boom, takes most of it. So when I'm thinking mechanisms of injury, if I witness the crash, okay, if I was riding behind a buddy, riding behind her, and I see the crash, I'm thinking immediately right side. So that's where I'm going to go when it comes to my assessment right off the bat. The rest of this, now here's the secondary part where she's sliding. So now she's on her left side, so now there's left abrasions. Okay, so I'm thinking road rash, but road rash is pretty mitigated, especially with riding gear. Also, road rash is typically capillary or venous bleeding. With that right knee impact, I'm a little bit more worried about a break or a compound fracture, so that's why I go towards that.
Oh, no. Oh.
Conscious breathing, that's good. So, I don't know who this person is. I'm going to start saying Buddy. So Buddy is going to come over, sees the crash. What do we do after a crash? Okay, so if we witness somebody crash or ourselves crash, best bet you can do is try to remain calm. Do some box breathing, do whatever you can, remain calm because you have to start thinking clearly about how to solve a certain problem that might be happening. Next thing is you want to ensure your own safety. So if you're him, your buddy, and you see a crash and you're like running out in traffic or whatever and you get hit by a car, guess what? Now there's two people that need to get help. So if you ensure your own safety, you can actually help somebody. And then you want to stop any major bleeds. So a little bit more of an action thing right there when it comes to the R is that something you can do is call 911 or tell someone to call 911. When it comes to ensuring your own safety, look for hazards, but then also wear PPE because you don't want any bloodborne pathogens if you're helping somebody that you don't know. Because I always, if you're going to help somebody you don't know too. But wear some nitrile gloves. Keep your helmet on so you have a face shield so no blood splatter can go in your mucous membranes and your eyes and your nose and your mouth. Stopping major bleeds, direct pressure. Apply a tourniquet, pack the wound. There's links in the store for Tremoto. I'm carrying their trauma pack, so if you want one, go ahead and check it out. And then you can quickly assess severity. So head injury symptoms, spinal cord, shock symptoms. The only thing you can really do is stop any external bleeding, lay them down on their back. The ground is like a cervical spine splint. It'll keep everything in line. Check for anything like that. Monitor any changes. So if they start getting worse, they can't remember anything, or they go unconscious, you can only monitor and try to keep them warm. That's the best thing you can do. So let's see what happens here.
What just happened? Are you okay?
Okay, so he's in front.
Yeah, I'm okay.
All right, let's get this.
Don't worry, this won't.
Don't move. Just stay right where you are.
Perfect.
Okay.
You don't want to move. Just stay there. When it comes to stay
don't move. Just stay
right
right where
there. Let's
Okay.
do that right there. Perfect. Okay. So she's off the roadway. So let's say she was still on the roadway and there's traffic coming. Okay. We're off on the far right over there. And there's traffic coming. What you want to do, especially if this person's here or you yourself, tell this person, slow down traffic or move traffic to the other side. Don't stand in traffic. You want to ensure your own safety, but at least do this. Because when somebody's driving around a corner or driving up, a couple hundred yards from this, and they see somebody doing this, they're driving, they're like, what the heck is that? It's going to grab their attention. Well, what the heck is that? I'm going to slow down a little bit. That's all you really want them to start doing, because then they're like, well, that's weird. And they look forward and they see a motorcyclist on the ground. You're like, oh, I'm already slowing down. This is perfect. I can go ahead and move over. You do want to be able to slow down traffic because you want to ensure your own safety. Now that she's on the shoulder, it's a little bit easier. And another thing is that if she was in the road and traffic was just flying, it's the interstate, you might have to do an emergency move. You might have accident scene management will teach you a little bit of this stuff. Take a course. You want to keep them in line with their spine. You might have to emergency move them off to the shoulders, because if you don't, possibility of getting hit will kill them. Moving them might save them. So there's a little bit different urgent versus emergency moves. Okay, let's see. Yeah, don't move is good. Keep the helmet on too if you can. You can unstrap if you need to, but I'd be concerned about traffic, but we're doing good.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So what's been,
Oh,
where are you hurting?
kind of my
Great questions. Start off there.
right side.
Totally right side, yeah.
So she fell on her right side. Now, so you see how it's like, where are you hurting? I'm going to kind of go a little in depth on this. It's like, where are you hurting? My right side. Well, the right side is the right side. So one thing I like to ask, can you point, especially if they still have mobility in their hands, can you point with your hand, like with your finger, exactly what hurts the most? Because then she could be like, my knee. Because the right side hurts, like maybe her hip hurts, maybe her arm hurts a little bit, maybe like her ankle hurts a little bit, but her knee is maybe hurting a lot. My knee. So that way you can go straight towards that. So that's just an assessment thing. That's all.
Yeah.
But great so far.
Good thing I have.
Another thing is that she's breathing or she's talking. So she's talking, which means she has airflow. It means her trachea is working. It means her lungs are working. And if her lungs and she's able to talk, it means her brain is working because she's able to answer the question. On top of it, it means her heart's working, because if her heart was not working, she wouldn't be able to breathe or talk. So right now we're getting information already. If she's having trouble speaking and she's like coughing and like she's like taking short, my leg hurts, my chest, like if she's like, my chest hurts and she's talking choppy like that, she's probably got a rib break or something where she can't expand her rib cage to talk. So we're learning so much information just by her speaking in a very calm way, and then also not having to like pause between words. So all this information is good. So far we're just kind of, now it's like, okay, cool. Probably just musculoskeletal problems then. But still in the back of your mind, be careful when it comes to respiratory or circulatory system. Same thing with the nervous system. It was a crash. Got to be careful of the cervical spine, basically the whole spine. But be very careful with that. And then she could be bleeding. We can't tell because she has all her clothes on. It could be pulling blood underneath the clothes. So you still want to check for any external bleeding, just in case. Okay?
Right down.
Oh, that's okay.
I'm gonna call.
Alright.
Call 911.
Oh,
Yeah.
that hurts a little bit.
Where?
Just the whole leg.
The whole leg.
Okay, so real quick, the whole leg. So you notice this is what you don't want to do. So when I say point where you want to go, and she's like, my knee, you don't touch the knee right away because that sends pain everywhere. And then now anything you touch is painful. It kind of gets their mind off it. So you know that there's pain on the knee or the right side, right? The pain on the knee. You go towards the other areas first. Look real quick, like, okay, there's no blood coming out. Okay, I'm gonna check everything else, and then now I'm gonna finally come back to this main priority. You don't wanna it's called a distracting injury. You don't wanna get distracted by, oh, my knee hurts. Okay, I'm going straight to the knee. It's like, my knee hurts. Okay, got it. I'm looking. Let me check your left knee and leg. Let me check your left arm and right arm, because it might not be painful, but you might be bleeding. So let me check those first, and let me go back to this one, because I don't see any bleeding visually yet. Now I'm going to expose and double check, but don't immediately grab the injured part.
Oh,
It's just that's great. Call 911, remain calm, call 911. Good.
that hurts a little bit.
Where?
Just the whole leg.
The whole leg.
Kind of
But it
moving.
doesn't hurt up in here and in the groin.
No, the knee kind of hurts.
He's asking great questions. Here or up into the groin? That's very good.
I don't think I want to move
Highway
it.
15 south of Goshen, right at the crossing over Elkhart River.
So another thing you can do when it comes to, because you're going to have to talk to dispatch. I do have rescue booklets and everything. It kind of talks a little bit about it. But one thing you can do is if you're riding on like highways and stuff, they have those mile markers. When I'm driving long distance, it helps me stay awake. I see the mile marker and I say it in my head. Mile marker 43, I'm on Interstate 8. Okay. Mile marker 44. Oh, it means I'm climbing up in miles. Okay, cool. Mile marker 60, mile marker 65, blah, blah, blah. Because if there's a crash, if there's something that I need to call 911 for, I can say, I'm in between mile marker number 63 and 64 on Interstate 8. That's going to tell dispatch within a 1 mile radius or distance where I'm at, in what direction. Because I also say, like, I'm westbound. I'm westbound on Interstate 8 between mile marker 64 and 65. Boom, it tells exactly where they need to go. They're going to dispatch the fire truck or the police on the certain on-ramp, the certain way to get behind so they can get up to you instead of getting on over there, having to do a U-turn and do all these crazy things. It's going to help out a lot. It's extra stuff I do all the time. It keeps me awake when I'm driving long distances.
Yeah, I think you'll be more comfortable.
We have
if you straighten out.
motorcyclists down on the side of the road on the.
So really, yeah, you want to put her in a position of comfort. You don't need to straighten it out. If straightening it out makes it comfortable, perfect. But if having it bent and kind of having your foot there is more comfortable, perfect. Just position for comfort. At some point, she will get tired having to sit up, though.
East side of the road.
I know. I said I was going to go pretty in depth on this.
Whew.
It's a 15-minute video already on a 15-minute video.
She was traveling northbound and she's conscious and we're on the side of the road.
So northbound on a certain road, conscious, giving dispatch as much information. They're going to help guide you too.
Thank you. Who are you?
They're going to guide you through the process by asking certain questions.
Hello, nice to meet you. Thank you for stopping.
Oh, sure.
8787.
We were right behind the two of you.
Oh, it was a
crossroad. I'm a hospitalist at Goshen.
It was a stranger. That's nice.
We don't know at this point
Thank
if she
you.
will.
This happened on April 16th, my first real ride of this year.
Okay.
We'll always wear full gear.
Look at these.
Yeah, I know. All torn up.
Yeah, I don't want to go. I mean, the original video is going to be linked in the description. I don't want to go too far into it when it comes to the vlog stuff. I just want to see just kind of some of the stuff here. So EMS, police officers on standby. So they're typically just first responders. They don't really have a very big medical bag. They're not trained in this. They're trained in their specific role, which would be traffic and policing the law and everything like that. Okay, looks like we got, I don't know if this is exactly hers. I can't read an x-ray stuff.
A charity that for the last 12 years has offered financial assistance.
Okay, so she's doing a sponsored thing. So go to her video and check out the links for that. Let's see.
You need to file something.
No,
I'm really.
Okay.
Okay, so a single vehicle accident, you don't really have to file anything. I wonder if I could file something with the freaking city about that road.
Avoided. First, let's cover what this is.
Oh, she's going to do an after action review. Let's listen.
Tank slapper, also called a speed or death wobble, according to the J&Y law firm, can have a few different causes: road conditions, rider inputs, mechanical issues, engine frame vibration due to high speeds. When the accident investigator...
Okay, so this is good information. So right here. So a lot of people ask, what do you want to do? So check out her website. She probably has a link to this. Road conditions, uneven pavement, that's what we talked about. Potholes, deep grooves, there you go. So we talked about at the very beginning. Mechanical issues, worn tires, improper tire pressure, loose steering bearings, or faulty suspension components can all worsen or trigger. So remember what we talked about with all these crashes, like make sure your tires are actually in good shape. Make sure you have the appropriate PSI. If you have too low PSI, this can definitely happen. Loose steering bearings, I completely forgot about that. So that's good. This is a good refresher for myself. Yes, that can happen. And faulty suspension, I talk about that. So when we see stunt riders landing hard and they consistently do that, who knows, at some point, maybe they have a fork seal leak. Maybe they have a compression spring. Like maybe something's wrong. So then the one time they do land it, it does this on them. And that can happen if you're constantly hitting potholes too. It's not just stunt riders having suspension problems. You constantly hit a pothole, you can have these issues, and you can have a speed wobble. Rider input, sudden throttle changes, hard braking, or abrupt steering corrections, especially when the front is already unsettled, can initiate oscillation. Yes. So if sudden throttle changes, you're in the middle of a swerve and you accelerate super hard, it can cause that. Same thing, in the middle of a swerve, slam the brakes, it can cause that. So that's why you want to do one or the other for the most part. But I do like braking to buy myself some time to make that decision. But I'm not braking and swerving at the same time. So I like that. Engine frame vibration on some bikes. Engine frame vibrations are amplified through the frame of speed, contributing to front end shake. That's interesting. I never thought about that one.
Issues, engine frame vibration due to high speeds. When the accident investigator from the Accreditation Commission for Traffic Accident Reconstruction saw the raw footage, he said the stars were all in alignment to cause this crash.
Yep. So when it comes to a close call, like close call stuff, it's usually one or two factors that are combined. Hey, low PSI, headlights out. You know, it could be gravel on the road, now a turn. Because if it was just gravel on the road on a straight line, maybe not. But it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things cause close calls. But once you start adding a bunch of different factors, it can cause a crash. So the stars were aligned, the factors were aligned to cause the crash. Yeah.
Based on the video and the information he had for me, he contributed the cause of this wobble to a combination of things.
Usually
Reduced front tire load at critical moment while at top speed, slightly accelerating, shifting the weight towards the back, and lightening the front tire's contact patch.
So that first part, great editing too, by the way, right here. There it is. Look at that. So what you're taught in the MSF when it comes to going over a bump, and I mentioned it at the beginning, I think I did, is they teach you when you go over that 2x4 on exercise like 10 at the MSF is blip the throttle, lift your butt up. So blipping the throttle, here's the front tire. What it's doing is blipping throttle is raising the suspension a little bit. Because when you decelerate, it puts traction on the tire. So when you apply the brakes or when you engine brake, it applies more weight. You start, moving forward, so more weight on the front tire. When you blip the throttle, it does that a little bit. So when you're accelerating fast, you're doing this with that front end, right? So what they teach you in the MSF is that you blip the throttle to get that front end just a little bit, going over the bump, and then you lift your butt up so that when it hits the back tire, it doesn't buck you off. So reduce front tire load at critical moment while at top speed, slightly accelerating, shifting weight rearward, and lightening the front tire's contact patch. That's kind of what's happening here.
Second,
being a lighter than average rider on a lighter than average bike. Yeah, it's like riding a bicycle.
Being a lighter than average rider on a lighter than average bike. Third was the coincidence of the tire
tread design matching the width of the bridge's grooves, creating a lock-in effect similar to getting stuck in a railroad. So these grooves I was talking about,
being a
her
lighter
tire
than average rider on a lighter than
is
average
narrow.
bike. Third was the coincidence of the tire tread design matching the width of the bridge's grooves, creating a lock-in effect.
Does she have a picture of the tire tread?
On a railroad track. Fourth was the raised bridge deck surface, causing further front end lightening and
Hit the
unsettlement.
bump.
You got a helmet on, you got riding gear. I don't have the pants on, so.
can barely see it. I'm looking. I'm assuming it's the same. You know, like some of those skinnier tires, they kind of just have like lines down the middle. It's like here's the tire. It's a terrible drawing. They just have like those lines versus like a typical, you know, it's almost like a flat tracker tire. Maybe that's the cause too, because it got locked in.
Huh?
I don't have the riding pants on. Yeah.
Oh wait, you know it. Oh.
There it is. Look at that. Guys, wear gear. She's got motorcycle knee pads in there. You can see the D30 armor sticking out a little bit. The abrasions ripped off the top layer. It ripped off a little bit in there, but the impact, honestly, she probably would have had a worse injury. Look at that. We got, let's go back. Look at that. So if it's doing that, if it's doing this to your tire, not your tire, if you're doing this to your pants and your armor, it's ripping a chunk out, it's ripping chunks out, it's ripping chunks out. Imagine if you didn't have armor. Imagine if you didn't have armor at all and you're wearing shorts or regular jeans. Well, the jean got ripped off, right? If you're wearing regular jeans, this is your knee flesh. That's your flesh. If you didn't have armor, it ripped a chunk, ripped a chunk. It's basically an avulsion right there. That's not good. Let's see. 'Cause I know she, there we go. Look at that. Armor being ripped off, pants being, so think of the jeans as your epidermis on your skin. It's the top layer of skin. Okay, ripped off, okay? Your knee, epidermis ripped off, maybe a little bit more, but epidermis ripped off, okay? Now underneath, you have your dermis, so you have your nerve endings and your hair follicles where it all connects, and then the blood vessels are starting to start being exposed. That's the armor right there. There we go. That's the armor right there being ripped off. And then underneath that is muscle tissue. Pretend the orange is muscle tissue or fatty tissue. You have the subcutaneous fat. Imagine that's the subcutaneous fat being exposed. You ever seen a full thickness full thickness laceration? Don't do it, but Google. Don't do it, but Google. Go ahead. Don't. Full thickness laceration to the thigh. And you'll see what I mean. I've seen that in person. It's disgusting. But now look at the knee. You got swelling. I'm sure it's worse. I mean, she talks about it more, and she looks like she's doing rehab. But she'd be missing parts of her knee. She's gonna be missing it. The gear completely. She would be having like a year or two rehab, and maybe loss of motion and nerve damage to her leg if she didn't have. I don't know what her outcome is here, but it would be a lot worse. So if you guys want to watch the rest, it looks like she's talking about it. I don't want to put it all on my video here. I just really wanted to go over the main stuff here. So if you guys want to check it out, link will be in the description for Doodle on the motorcycle and her crash. She had some speed wobbles. I just wanted to give my input on it. Hopefully she's doing well. Hopefully everything's fine. This happened in April. So I'll probably text her and catch up on her and see what's happening here. But with that said, I hope you guys ride safe. Hopefully Doodle's doing fine. And I'll see you guys on the next live stream. Yeah, that sucks. We got another video. Yeah, she would have been missing, like, she would have been missing flesh. She would, it might be career ending at that point. Like, she might not be able to, because when you start losing flesh like that and you get nerve damage, you're gonna have like a drop leg and you're not gonna be able to move, and it's gonna be painful. So having to ride, she could probably do it, but having to ride that's gonna be tough. And that's one of the big scary things when it comes to kind of what we do here, is that, yeah, like I want to keep putting out content, but one thing I see a lot when it comes to moto vloggers, or how can I put this? It could really be anything. You can do any career path. Like, but specifically like we'll talk moto vloggers because we're in the motorcycle space, is that a lot of them, they first get into it, they first start filming and like starting, making YouTube videos and whatnot. And their main focus is the video. The underlayer is the riding, but they're focused on the video. And so then they don't pay attention to the safety aspect of the riding. And then you tend to see motorcyclists crash or take risks or anything for the video. And it's the same thing without motovloggers. It could be any rider. My thing is, I want to be the safest as I possibly can riding so that I can continue doing this for the long. So I want to be the safest I possibly can riding so that I can make a YouTube video on how to ride safe so that because my purpose in life is to keep you guys safe. But I have to continue riding safely so I can continue doing this for as long as I possibly can. I need to take care of my body and my mind and my spirituality so I can take care of my loved ones for as long as I can, which means I can take care of you guys as long as I can. So I can keep producing content as long as I can, which is going to help out as many people as long as I can. But I have to take care of myself as best I can for as long as I can. Ensure your own safety. You can't help anybody else if you're dead. You can't help anybody else if you're not being able to do what you need to do. So you have to take care of yourself. And I tend to see a lot of motorcycle riders not doing that. I tend to see a lot of firefighters not doing that. Police officers, military, people that go to work, just normal, any day-to-day humans tend to not take care of themselves. And something that I read a while back, and I think maybe Tony Robbins said it or something. Somebody said it. I forgot who said it. Jordan Peterson. Jordan Peterson said it. Something to this effect is that I can't even say the phrase, but basically I'm going to give you the context of it. Most people don't take care of themselves, but most people take care of their pets much better than they take care of themselves. If you go to a doctor and they give you a prescription for antibiotics, most people tend to mess up. Most people tend to miss a day. Most people tend to only do half. Most people might not even start. Most people might not even go to the doctor's office. But if your dog gets sick, you make an appointment for the vet real quick. You make sure that dog or that pet takes their medication. You make sure you feed your dog. You make sure. And the whole idea of it is treat yourself like you would treat your own pet. Take care of yourself. Make sure you take the medication. Make sure you brush your teeth in the mornings and the evenings and after any foods that are gross or whatever. Make sure you take a shower. Make sure you take care of yourself. Go to the gym. Take care of your body. Make sure. Treat yourself well. Because if you don't do that, why are you serving others if you can't even take care of yourself? You're not going to be able to serve others for very long. It's a long game. Brush your teeth. Not I don't know, what did I say? Yeah, after eating something nasty. Yeah, I think I could see how that's weird. But yeah, play the long game. Like, it only takes, honestly, like for me on a day-to-day basis, like I do want to make sure I take care of like my body. I work out. I try to eat better. You guys all seen my fat phase, with the beard and everything. So in the last couple of years, I've really jumped back into taking care of myself and trying to eat better, trying to, get rid of some vices, definitely drink less, just a bunch of different things, right? That maybe takes an hour a day. And if you create a system in place with meal prepping, it's easy. Like maybe an hour a day. But that gives me the next, minus 8 hours. So what, 16, 15. So in the next 15 hours a day, I can take care of others. I have the energy to take care of others. I have the mind is sharp to take care of others. But if you're not taking care of yourself and you try to do 15, 16 hours of taking care of others, you're going to burn out quick. You're not going to have the energy. If you're getting overweight, you don't like yourself, you don't feel good, you're not going to be motivated. I don't know what's going on with that. Any of that makes sense? That's usually how I end things. That's how I usually end stories. Yeah, I forgot where I was going with that, but hopefully that made sense. But that's okay. Maybe I should save this for an After the Ride podcast. I should probably save this for an After Ride podcast. I'll do it. I'll try trying to get back into it, maybe Thursday. But that's another thing, is that support those that do take care of themselves too. It's one thing to like try to take care of like your girlfriend or whatever. It's like she's not doing whatever she's doing, and so you just do it. She's not making herself good food, so you'll just make the good food. And she's not going to the gym, so you're dragging her to the gym. She's not going to sleep, you know, she's staying up till 2 and waking up at 6 and getting poor sleep. So you drag her. Like, it's one thing to do that. Now you're taking care of somebody. It's not fun. It's one thing. It's another thing to support that person. It's like, oh, you meal prep. Oh, you go to the gym by yourself. Like, you're just motivated to do that. You're disciplined to do that. Oh, you go to bed on time. Oh, you do. Support it. Support it. Praise it. Be proud of it. Because then that's your way of serving your partner too. You don't have to do things for them. And then if you both are doing that, boom, praise goes everywhere. I don't know. I wasn't going with that either. Does that make sense? I don't know. I really want to get back into the After the Ride podcast. I miss talking to you guys and just like verbal diarrheaing on you. I did have a therapy session from 9 to 10, and we started this at 11. So, I mean, like, I did have a nice hour-long conversation. So I'm kind of in that mindset. I do have to, I got a phone call from Tremoto during the live stream. We're going to do I need to buy tickets, plane tickets and whatnot, and we're going to do a presentation at Michigan State University in September. And I'll be at Michigan State University. So I got to get more information. I got to get the plane tickets, get the hotel and all that stuff. See if I can bring a bunch of Smart Rider games to hand out. So I got that going. So I gotta, what is it, 2 o'clock? Oh my gosh, we've been streaming, how long? 3 hours? Oh, guys, I didn't realize it was 3 hours. I gotta let the dogs out to go pee. Okay, one more video. I'm going to try my best not to make it a 45-minute video. I'm going to try my best to make it a 30-minute video. I'm going to let them go pee. I got to let the dogs go pee outsides and stuffs. Gosh, you remember that song? So we're going to just power through this real quick. If you want to grab, after I let the dogs go pee, I'm going to make the packages and I'm going to take them to the post office. So if you get anything in the store in the next hour, it's going to be shipped out. Okay. So if you want to grab anything, there's a link at the top of the chat for 20% off for the Smart Rider drills. And that works for the digital version, which is international. The booklet version, it's United States. Okay. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. All right, everybody. We have a Moto Stars video. We got some crashes and close calls. We're going to try to figure out what happened, how it happened, so we don't make the same mistakes ourselves. Let's take a look. All right, here we go. We have somebody passing.
A rider who clearly overestimated his skills.
Okay. All right, I'll let it play.
He didn't learn his lesson the first
We're all over
time,
the place,
the next
though.
corner proved too much for him.
All over the place. Oh, okay. Good. Oh, we're not set up for this turn. Oh, we're all over the place. Sharp left turn. There's the chevrons indicating that. And there it is. Okay. So brand new rider. Okay, we're going to have to figure out what happened. So this is a brand new rider mistake. Okay, this happens. It's one thing to be like, I know some people are like, oh, look at this loser. No. We're not having that. I don't like that. It's a new rider learning a new skill. I don't want to make fun of somebody learning how to cook for the first time. It's like, you're going to cook for yourself. You're going to learn the recipes and ingredients. You're learn how the stove works, the barbecue works, whatever it is. Yeah, you're fumbling things. You messed up the flip on the hamburger. That's perfectly fine. You're learning. Get better. So here, it looks terrible. He messed up the flip on the hamburger. Okay, but the scary thing here is that you don't just ruin a hamburger. You can die. Okay, so let's pay attention here. So we're coming through this corner. We passed. Okay, this is why it's very important to talk on your car to Pack Talk Edges. Link in the description for 10% off. You can talk to each other on these group rides. So we pass somebody, not a big deal. Hey, good practice for passing. But when I see this, we're right on the line. Guys, don't try your best. Just like drawing, when you're learning to draw within the lines, because if it's one thing to go straight over a painted line, it's another thing to be turning on a painted line. These don't have the traction, the granules, the aggregate that you typically have on asphalt, unless they put in that sand in the paint, which you can't trust. Try to stay in the line. So scary right here just to see.
Unfortunately, he didn't learn his...
So he's going all over the place. Same thing, right on the line, right before the turn. He's trying to maximize how much space he has for the turn. That's perfectly fine. Slow it down, and you don't have to. Slow it down, it'll be easier. But I get it, because we're in a group ride. We want to keep up with everybody. And this is why I believe the new rider should be at the beginning or right behind the captain that's up front, and the captain modulates his speed based on the new rider. And you can let him go back and forth, but I like being in the back to pay attention to this stuff just in case they crash. So I got a trauma kit. All right, so we went wide. Okay, so we didn't set up. We're looking through the turn. We're not turning though. Good job slowing it down to not go off the road. Now at this point, well, okay, not this point. At this point, right here. At this point right here. This rider right here with the mirror, slow it down, let him in real quick because he's on a blind turn. But at this point for this rider, and if I was on the comms, if I was talking to him on Cardo, I'd be like, hey, no more. You're slowing it down. I'm going to ride with you. We're going to let everyone pass. No more. No, that was too much of a close call. We're not going to have another one. We're not going to have a crash. I want you to slow it down right now. I would tell him that. Something very similar, very quickly though. Because that's an indicator that we're not going to make one of these turns. He already didn't make one of them. He went wide to another lane. If he doesn't make the right-hand turn, there's no extra lane to mess up on. He's going to go off-road, which is what happens here. So he speeds up. Speeding up. No. He's trying to catch up to everybody else. That's why I would tell him to stop. I'd tell him to slow down, not stop. Slow down. You and I. Only you and I. I'll hang out with you. I know where we're going. And at this point, this is what I like to do with new riders, is I like to think for them. I guess we're going to dive a little deeper on this one right here, is that I like to think for them, because when it comes to anything new, like flipping the burgers or whatever, they have to think of how much time should be flipped, like on this side, or a steak, like how much time, or what's the temperature, what's this, what do I do? There's too much. So if I'm helping, like, let's say a kid or a friend that doesn't know what they're doing or whatever, it's like, I'm going to go ahead and set things up. I'm going to go ahead and then now you're only going to do this. You're only going to do this. I got this. You're only going to do this. That way they can focus on that small skill first, and then I can explain to them what I was doing through the other stuff so they can learn that after the fact. But it's going to be multiple times we're going to cook together so they can finally do it themselves, unless they're a quick learner. Here at the motorcycling, all I want them to focus on is the bike. Just the bike. Hey, you know you need to turn. You know you need to slow look, press, and roll. You know you need to look where you need to go. You know you need to go ahead and adjust your speed for these specific types of turns. And so what I'm doing for them is back here. Let's go back a little bit. Is what I would be telling them is like, hey, we have a sharp turn coming up to the left, because I have my motorcycle GPS, or I have my GPS with my rock form mount, link in the description for 20% off. I have my GPS here. It's like, we have a sharp turn going to the left. We have chevrons indicating it's a sharp turn. Let's slow it down. So I did the thinking for them. They do the physical of slowing it down. So I'm saying, sharp left turn coming up, slow it down. Kind of like a rally car driver, passenger, or what are they called? Anyways, kind of the same concept. I don't want him having to do all the work himself, especially as a new rider. Because that kind of stuff happens. Thankfully, he didn't go flying.
I think we'll
all right, here we
have
go.
a great relationship.
Flashy moto truck nearly took me out. Wait, was he talking about a relationship?
I think we'll have a great relationship.
Okay, very cool. He's also paying attention to making sure his camera angle is working good. He has his phone connected to his action camera. Guys, I get that. I understand that. Utilize your phone for, if you focus on the road, use your phone for GPS only. Focus on the road, GPS only. Okay, just little too much. Was that truck involved right there?
I think we'll have
Okay, is this the same intersection? We have...
a great relationship.
It's not the same intersection. Okay, it's green light. So red light, green light. Okay. I think it might be a left turn arrow that is red. Okay, so a truck, sure, at fault. Maybe it just turned red on them. So when it comes to a stale green light, when you see a green light way ahead of time, it's stale. Means it can turn red pretty soon. So go through the intersection a little bit slower, be a little more cautious. Don't try to speed through it. So good job applying the brakes. Good job with the brakes. A little bit of fishtail, a little bit too much rear. You saw him applying the brakes.
Great relationship.
You see the fishtail. You don't see the right hand move yet. Now we applied the brakes. You hear the squealing with the rear tire, and then we apply the front brakes. Guys, front brake pressure is going to account for 70 to 80 to 90% of your total stopping power. So do front progressive braking. Don't slam that rear brake super hard. You're going to fishtail. Use that rear brake, or use that front brake. A swerve could have helped here too. Pay attention to the road. Don't worry about motovlogging too much.
Yo, if I didn't know how to ride, I would have.
He nearly had a great relationship with the pavement. You guys are talking about relationships now.
God damn. All right, yo, take it easy.
Hey, he's nice about it though.
If I didn't
We've seen a few on the live streams where they're D-bugs. All right, here we go. How did he go down? Write in the comments, guys. How do you think he went down? Oops. Ops. Ops. How did we go down, everybody? Ops. Write in the comments. Let's take a look. So we're standing up, having a good time. I like to do that every now and then, you know, air out my balls and everything like that. Anyways, we're going like this. And then we get a little too close, possibly, to this guy. Why do we put our foot down? The Flintstone method is a pure indication of a panic. We can't Flintstone these things, guys. Why do we panic? We got a little too close. Got a little too close, maybe, to the person in front. They're slowing down. We can't see what's in front of them. Maybe we'll see a little bit later. But we slammed that front brake really hard, really quickly, and we lost traction on the front tire, and we had to layer down. It's Missy. Yep, it had to layer down. Slammed the front brake, lost traction, fell to one side. It could be either side. It fell to that side, though. There it is. There's the foot. It doesn't do anything. It's going to grab traction, too. You're going to twist your ankle really hard, maybe rip it. Okay, so it grabs right there. It slams your ankle super far back really quick. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Watch the ankle. Don't put your foot down. Yoink. So wear gear, everybody. That's why we wear gear. So more than likely panic. Maybe this driver, let's go ahead. This rider right here, where my head is, saw this vehicle start to creep out a little bit. He applied the brakes, scared this person, slammed the brakes. More than likely what happened. Oh, I love it when Moto Stars plays this song. All right, we're going pretty fast here. Oh, we just saw Doodle on a motorcycle have something very similar. But she crashed, but she wasn't going this fast. She wasn't doing that. I just did a quick review. Maybe the video's out already. You want to check her video out. So we hit a bump right there. Boom, right there. Yeah, we hit a bump. Going too fast. Speed wobbles. Got very lucky. He's got leathers on, but still. That would have sucked at hitting a wall. Here we go. Okay, we're going to pass on a double yellow around a vehicle going 116 kilometers an hour. That is roughly
and decided to react in this way
70.
a good idea.
Maybe it's miles per hour. That looks like a European plate, so probably kilometers. European plate, yeah. This person decided to do that, though. They're passing a vehicle, too. Can't get mad at everybody. Everyone's passing everybody. Everyone's acting like an idiot. It's a big old mob ride to see who can get to the front. Not a big deal. And I say not a big deal. It is a big deal, but I say not a big deal because you kind of put yourself in that situation. Here we go. Going around a corner, having some fun. Oh, guys, get a full face helmet, please, and wear some gear. Oh, right leg. Face. Oh, torsion of the lumbar spine, cervical spine. Possible broken ribs on any like rock that's stuck out. I need a thumbnail. Should I? No, not that one. No, not that one. Should I like? Did that look okay? No. I don't know how to do it. Well, I'll pick one of those. I'll test. I'll ABC test it. We'll see. And then YouTube will pick the thumbnail. That's pretty bad. We're a little too fast. All right. Rain riding. All right. Rain riding. What should we be looking out for? I don't know what the accident or the close call is going to be, but what can we have full control over? If this is how we're typically riding, because we're in the rain, nothing's happened yet. We're just riding, right? What do we have to do differently when it comes to rain riding? When it comes to regular riding? Okay. What do we need to do differently? We need to give ourselves more of a space cushion for that progressive braking because traction loss with the water on the road. Our tire tread should be good to where it displaces the water, so we should have traction whether we're on wet or not. But the more you ride, the less traction you get, the less tread you get. So if you have bald tires or it's getting close, you start to have issues. That's why when you go to like Discount Tire or something and they have that tire tread depth chart and it's like if you're this millimeters, you're this millimeters, you're this, here's your total stopping distance, here's your total stopping distance in wet rain, like all that, it tells you all that. Same thing for motorcycles. The problem with motorcycles, we only have those two tires, front to back. So if one goes out, we're done. With cars, we kind of slide and we stay stable until we hit something. So be careful. You need more of a space cushion for the braking. Same thing for the acceleration. So same thing with tire tread, same thing with baldness or whatever it is, traction. If you accelerate hard, you're going to spin that tire, which is going to cause some issues. So when it comes to taking off from a stoplight, stop sign, friction zone, get it going nice and easy. And then when you get traction, go ahead and give it a little bit more. But you're doing it slower to get it up to speed. You're doing more distance when it comes to braking. And when it comes to cornering, how do we remove traction when we go cornering? We give it too much throttle in a corner. We lose traction because we have to lean further to stay on the road. But we can lose traction when it comes to cornering because we need traction to turn. So when it comes to turning, slow it down so you have more traction for the turn. Okay? You don't want to hydroplane on these things. With that said, we have that when it comes to the bike. Less visibility. You see the camera? See how it's all foggy and it's all like water drops? That's also your face shield. So you have less visibility to see hazards. Not good. So you have lower visibility. You're going to have to be easier on the traction. And that's going to be the difference when it comes to rain riding and regular riding. Other things like hypothermia, you can get really cold really quick too, based off of conduction and convection. Okay. See what happens here.
Conditions likely caused the driver to miss the oncoming rider. Luckily, the biker wasn't hurt.
Yeah, same thing for car drivers. They don't have good windshield wipers. He's got rain gear, so he's going to protect his body when it comes to thermal. So he's not going to lose a lot of body heat. So that's good. He's going to stay dry. Hopefully he has gear underneath it. Okay. Oh. You know what the biggest problem here is, right? You know what the biggest problem here? He's not using a Cardo Pactalk Edge or a Cardo Pactalk Pro. Well, and then the fact that he's not wearing gear. Good helmet, though. Oh, there goes your tattoos, buddy. Oh, man. You saw it, Missy. You saw it. Good job. All right, let's take a look. So he's going to go ahead and low side. It looks like we're getting on an off-ramp. We're increasing our speed on an off-ramp when in actuality what the off-ramp is designed for is that you're going highway speeds, you get on the off-ramp, that's your ability to slow down. He's going faster. Not good because it's a turn. It's fun, but whatever. So we get over here. We lose traction. Probably went on the paint, possibly. There's the abrasions happening. There's the leg abrasions and the hip abrasions and impacts. So now we're tumbling all over the place. So we got, look, we're not even on the ground. It's like Mission Impossible right here. We're sliding all over. But here's the big one. Okay, all that kind of stuff sucks. Abrasions, right? A little bit of a lot of impact, but right here, when he hits that guardrail hard, that's where he's probably going to get most of the breakage. Right there. So I'm going to go ahead and hit replay. I want you to wait for this frame. Boom, right there. That is going to be painful. Wear gear. Don't speed. Use the off-ramp for slowing down. Oh. There we go. All right.
Makes a mistake and goes down.
We're going to lane filter.
Okay. Who for some reason doesn't seem to notice what just happened.
Okay. Oh. What was this? Whoa. What was the guy in the red doing?
Reason doesn't seem to notice what just happened.
Okay, so lane filtering, we're supposed to get into this lane and go. Maybe he wanted to turn left because it's an intersection, but here's the thing. You want to just skip that turn because you messed up. You're not set up right. Go to the light. You see the light up ahead? Go to the light and do a U-turn. Now, if you suck at doing U-turns, get the Smart Rider motorcycle training drills. You can practice your U-turns with just 10 cones. You set up just like that. It has QR codes. I can show you how to set it up. All these designs, I can show you how to do the designs. There's 24 of these, and also has my best time on each one. Try to beat my time. Get one of these. Links in the description. 20% off. I'm throwing out the discount code. Go practice 20% off. There's a digital version. You can get on your phone, put it right on your handlebars. You can practice in a parking lot. It shows me doing it on all of these things in the digital version. You click the QR code because it's hard to scan it when you're on your phone. Click it, and it'll take you to the video too. It's a link. That was dumb to do. Whoa.
Parou. Afasta pouquinho, mano. Afasta pouquinho.
Okay. Yeah, walking. Not a big deal. Maybe they're all part of a group, but now we're blocking all the traffic. You think, looks like they were in gear and the clutch slipped and whiskey throttle and bam. Probably, Vlad. Probably. Oh, geez. We're going to loop it probably. Let's take a look. Oh, good job. Handled it. He's looking. He's doing a head check. Oh. 1 second here. I know I really wanted to make this video a lot quicker. Okay. So, doing a wheelie. One thing. Cool. Did a head check. You see the head check? Hey, I'm getting kind of close. I'm going to land it. Now I want to get more to the right and do another one. I'm gonna do another wheelie, but I'm gonna do a head check. Did a head check right there. Double checking, making sure nobody's right there. Very good. Do a wheelie. Oh, somebody crashed. Okay. So we see the wheelie. This is why I say stunt riders, no matter how bad they are, and they crash a lot. Bad as in, they're not really bad. Anyways, they crash a lot. Okay, high risk. It takes high skill. So they have a lot more skill than normal riders, to be honest, right? They have a lot more skill. This right here, you typically don't see. He has a lot more skill than a typical stunt rider. He's able to kind of drop it and then swerve last second. So he's actually hyper aware. He's not just like doing it and blah, blah. Everyone else needs to pay attention, not me. No, he's paying attention and doing it. So I'm really impressed with this guy. The other people, I don't care about. But we're going to crash and do a nice little swerve. Good for him. I don't know, I just had to throw something out there. It was really nice. All right. So here we go. Going around. We got some traffic. Not a big deal. Filmed with a potato. We have a side of the vehicle. Kind of saw that a little bit. Watch out for your pelvis. Let's take a look. Okay, he's in a lot of pain. Probably got a broken pelvis. That's not good. Don't look up traumatic open book fracture, everybody, or bilateral femur fractures. That's not fun. All right, this person's doing a U-turn, or I think it's a U-turn in the middle of the road. Illegal. You don't want to be doing that. It's a double yellow. You can't be doing that anyways. We need to see that. We need to look for the open part to swerve. As soon as we see this, though, start applying progressive brake pressure. Start applying that. We get up to here. Now we're not going to be able to stop in time because our total stopping distance isn't good enough. We have to now switch from emergency braking to emergency swerving. Because if we swerve this way, that's the direction they're going. We're going to collide. This gap is going to open. So we need to swerve for the gap. And then we need to swerve back into our lane. This dumb Altima person, yeah, they shouldn't be doing that. Yeah, it's a crappy situation, but what are we going to do to save ourselves? We need to do something. There's the impact. Yeah, don't look at open book fracture. The flavor experts. Okay. So his legs aren't working. You see how he's like doing that with his legs? He's got a broken femur probably. He's checking his groin. I think he might have broke his hip. Like where the femur head goes into the pelvis. He's got a hip injury bad. You see how the leg is sticking up? Typically, in a relaxed state, the leg will fall down. Like if you're laying on your side, leg will fall down. That's why some people like to have pillows between their legs when they're sleeping on their side, because sometimes it's too much pressure and whatnot. But you see, I can almost see a deformity in that middle of the femur. A little bit of that. It could be the pants. But I'm just pointing out something that I see. It does this and then turns. This right here, that bend, is what I'm concerned about. Possible mid-femur fracture, so there's a break right here. So that's what the femur's doing right here. See how it's not straight? Because the femur, the head of the femur, I wish I could do a straight line. The head of the femur kind of does this. There's the head of the femur. It has this curve, and it goes all the way to the top of the tib fib. This is not straight at all. But what I see here is like the bump. And then what I'm concerned about, I won't be able to see the leg. I can't see the leg. What I'm concerned about is this part breaking inside the pelvis. Yeah. That's what I'm concerned about. You see right there how it's bent? See how the leg's bent? See how it looks weird? Yeah. Like, if you see something that looks weird, it doesn't look normal, it's probably broken. See, it should be flat like that, but then it's like spasming. Oh. Look at his foot. Maybe the shoe's kind of off a little bit. Shoe's pointing up this way. That means the leg is doing that. So his ankle is twisted. Got a bend here. He's got massive trauma to that right leg. Don't look that one up, Zach King. Don't look that one up. I kind of want to see the injury. That's probably what did it right there. Maybe not the crash. The planting of the foot. You ever seen football injuries? Zach, I've been on the internet long enough to know what that is. See, look at the leg. See the ankle? See how like it's supposed to be like that, right? It's supposed to be like that. Watch it flop. See how it's turned? The foot's not supposed to do that. He has a broken leg. Possible ankle too. Alright, moving on. Alright, here we go. We got some red lights, some brake lights up ahead, so let's slow it down. There you go. Lane splitting. Watch out for that. Yep. Okay. I know what it is, unfortunately, too. So we're lane splitting. Why is there a gap right here? Look at the road markings, too. Okay, why is there a gap? Why is there road markings? Typically, you're not supposed to block intersections if it's a long line like that. So if there's a big gap, maybe there's cross traffic. Take it nice and easy through that. We didn't. Take it easy. You go. I know. It's not their fault. Probably not supposed to block the intersection for that very specific reason, so traffic can move. There we go. Nelson Mercury. Oh, we got some crash up ahead. Everyone's kind of slowing down. How do we rescue if we can? Oh, somebody's in the water. Hopefully they're not drowning. Doesn't seem like it. Okay, so that's fine. Let's help him out. How come nobody was helping him out, though? Oh, his bike is right there. You can see the gas tank. You're not getting that thing out. If you can't get out, you're not going to get a 500-pound machine out. Grip my thumb. Come on. Come on. You don't know how to grab somebody's arm? Oh, they're doing a daisy chain of people. Very smart. Very smart. That's how you're going to get it out. That's an interesting tractor. Kind of like it. It's kind of cool looking. All right, here we go. Riding with our... Oh, geez. We have... Those big bikes go fast. I just got done talking to people at Indian about the Indian Challenger. If you guys have seen a video on my Instagram of me having to swerve out of a way, somebody was merging. It was an open lane pattern. I recognized I swerved onto the shoulder, swerved back. I was on an Indian Challenger. Those things are fast. It's much faster than my FTR that I used to have. Guys, I'm sorry. But much faster. It was insane. So those bikes can go fast. Yeah, you got a sport bike, cool. Those things will haul.
And try to provoke the other riders, and in the end,
so he's going 100 now. Going a little 124, good for you. Whoa, that's kind of a D-bag move, okay. A little bit of D-bag move. But we don't have to do anything stupid. Okay. You guys saw that? Was my head in the way? Let's go ahead and move it over. This is the dumbest thing ever. He smacks... Okay, he smacks the mirror. Oh, okay. I thought he smacked the handlebar. He smacks the mirror. Still stupid. If he smacked the handlebar, that dude's going down. All right, here we go, going through here. We got some traffic. It's a red light. We're gonna go in lane filter. Oh, side of the cyclist. Good job with the brakes, though. Nobody got severely injured. Maybe bent the spokes a little bit. That kind of sucks, but he had a smile at the end. Good job with the progressive braking. Good job. Here we go, going through here. We got our mirrors up and tight. Like a twiga. We have a side of the truck right there. We have a side of a car right there. I have never seen somebody survive that or keep the bike upright on that. Holy crap. Okay, so what happened? So, made a decision. Decision to decision. That's perfectly fine. Did what he needed to do. Made a decision. Applied the brakes right here. Sometimes it doesn't work out. Sometimes it does. Made a decision to swerve right. Saw that they're continuing going. Changed decision again to swerve left. But at the same time, we slammed that rear brake. Okay? At the same time we slammed that rear brake, we lost tire traction on that rear tire, and we're trying to swerve left. Almost high sides it into the back. He didn't hit. That's not a hit. He didn't hit the car. The rear tire, he almost like drifted away from it. It's actually pretty impressive. So let's see if I can... 25% speed. So he's sliding and it grabs traction. It flips him back to the other side, which typically ends up into a high side. That's why he's up on the bike, because he's about the high side. Did not hit. So now typically what happens is they keep going and they get launched off, and that's a high side. See how, like, normally he would be flying forward, but he just launched straight up and sat back down, and amazingly maintained throttle or maintained handlebar control. And stayed upright. You're right. He needs to buy a lottery ticket and he needs to change his pants, because I would have crapped myself. Oh my gosh. Lucky. All right. Old Pack Talk Bold. Okay, it's a Cardo. I'll give it to you. You know, link in the description for 10% off if you want one. All right, we're riding around with our buddies, doing a little biker wave, doing our thing. Somebody comes over. Oh, pushes one of our friends onto the shoulder. Good job recognizing that. Happens sometimes. Hopefully it was an accident. Oh, real quick. If you're riding with a passenger, that thing right there. If you have a sport bike and you're riding with a passenger, get this. Get that thing. I don't even know what it's called. It's a handle. Works amazing. And here's why. Because when you're riding with a passenger, they're typically like holding your waist or like holding your side or, you know, gripping around and everything like that. Well, if you slam the brakes, the gripping's not going to help. What you want them to do is put their hand on the gas tank so they can support their own body on a brake. And then when they're holding on to you, that's when you accelerate and they can hold on to you. But if they're holding on to that the whole time, it's putting less pressure and weight on the rider themselves, which, let's say it's you, it's putting a lot less pressure and weight, and they're not messing with your body ergonomics. They're holding on to the bike itself. And so when you apply the brakes, they can push against it, almost do like a press against that handlebar. And so they stay in position. And then when you accelerate, they hold on to it also. That's really good. And the reason why I say that is because I did a couple hot laps with Chris Paris. I think that's his last name, Chris Paris. Yamaha Champion Riding School president. We did a couple hot laps. He was going like 100, I want to say at least 150, 200 miles, not 200 probably, but at least 150. And he had that on his bike, and I was the passenger. And I was holding on. That was tough to do, but imagine if I had to like hold on to him, I would have probably fallen off. That thing helped out a lot at those high speeds. So even at slower speeds, that's great. All right, let's keep going. Okay, we're going around the corner. Okay, it's some weird road. Oh, bus. Ooh, nice little swerve. Nice swerve on that one. So we're coming around the corner. Maybe slow it down if we're doing these corners and stuff with this traffic. We don't have to go super fast. But great swerve. And here's the thing. Some people swerve and they just continue going. Very good on this rider to swerve and then get back. So remember, when you swerve, it's not a swerve and I'm done. It's a swerve and swerve back as best you can. Let's watch the swerve again. Let's slow it down. 100 kilometers an hour is roughly 60 miles an hour. That's not something I want to be doing in this kind of area. I'd probably want to do, let's say, max 80 kilometers an hour, maybe 70 kilometers an hour. That's about 43 to 50 miles per hour. He's doing 62 miles per hour. So good job with the swerve. Okay, big tractor coming out with some stuff. Good job with the brakes. Good progressive brake pressure. You weren't going to like hitting that. It's final destination type stuff. Good job checking to see if it was clear to pass. Pass. Oh, what was that? Interesting. All right, we're going around a corner. These little T-bars are hard to turn. You're not getting a lot of good counter steering with it. They're great for going straight. They're comfy. But that's probably what happened there. He lost a little traction. A little bump. Going over the little bump. We got some... Somebody's delivering some food. Ooh, oh, yep. If you see somebody do that, if you see somebody do that, stop before you're getting on there too. So, metal plates that are a little bit wet. So think of construction. They put those metal plates on. If you see a metal plate, try your best to not go over it. But if it's across the road and you have to, go over it nice and smooth. Don't accelerate hard. Don't brake hard on it. Kind of coast through it. Think of it as like ice. It's like ice on the road, and that's wet. But even if it was wet, he shouldn't be sliding like that. You see oil, if I remember. Okay, there might be oil on that. That is stupid. Whoever did that. Yeah, it looks like oil because it looks like somebody's taking oil off it. Look, you see how his back tire is spinning? Even just giving it a little bit of throttle. Now he's stuck in the little. He's stuck in that thing now. All right, that sucks. All right, here we go. This reminds me of Yuma. It's like Arizona. No clouds, just blue, dirt everywhere.
And trying not to escalate the situation.
Okay, we gotta. Don't be in the blind spot. Don't hang out at the blind spot. Good position for safety though. Very good. Okay, they switched over because the lane's closing. Not a big deal. Whoa, whoa. Okay. You see somebody doing that? They're not on their phone and kind of like not paying attention. They're looking in the rearview mirror, kind of doing that. So they're focused on you. They're gonna be an idiot. Slow it down. Like be kind of a turtle a little bit. Let them go a little bit further. You don't want to be around stupid, dumb people like that. I like the color of the Jeep though. Is that a Jeep? It's a nice color. Oh, it's a Honda. Honda something. It's a nice color. You don't have to do that part because now you're cutting through. Arizona is a lane filtering state, but this is an illegal lane filter because it has to be 2 open lanes. And you can't do it in construction zones. That's illegal. Oh, she was in the left turn lane. Moved over. So you already know that they're acting stupid. Don't be in front because they can hit you. If they're in front of you, then you can at least hopefully avoid. All right, where are we at? Yep, Tucson. I'm in Tucson. Hey, buddy, if you... Oh, that's 17. So we are in Phoenix. 17 north is to Flagstaff. Yeah, 17 south is towards Tucson. So he must be... This rider must be in North Phoenix, probably, because that's where the 17 really starts. And then he's going to go ahead. Hey, buddy, come down to Tucson, hang out. Oh. Yeah, just don't be side by side because all it takes for her to do is swerve left and hit you. Okay. I don't really care too much about this stuff. This is stupid. Yeah, she's dumb. She's a dumb. Big old dumb. Big old dumb. Oh, that's the end of the video. Guys, with that said, hope you guys ride safe, be safe. Check out the Smart Rider drills, link in the description. All the sponsors, link in the description. Get discounts. It does help me out. I get a little affiliate stuff, a little bit of a kickback if you want. But I only do sponsors for the stuff I use. So Cardo, Pack Talk Edge, I use the Rock 4 mount. And then I got this right here with the Smart Rider drills. But with that said, hope you guys ride safe, be safe, and I will be seeing you guys on the next live stream. All right, everybody. I have to get going. This is a 3 hours and 40-minute live stream, a little bit longer than I thought I would be, mainly because we did 4 videos. Let's go ahead and make the screen black. There we go. I got to get going. I got to let the dogs out to go pee-pees, and I'm going to film some intros, make some edits and stuff. I got to call back Tremoto and see about this presentation that we're possibly doing in September. I think we are doing it in September. If you go to Michigan State University or you're near the area, maybe you guys can get in. Who knows? But I'll be seeing you guys later. So I'm going to take the elevator out. I don't have any music playing, so go ahead and grab a slice of pizza, and I'll see you guys on the next live stream. Yeah, everyone's out. Everyone's good. Everyone's done. Yeah, hopefully nobody looks up traumatic open book fracture. Yeah, that'd be pretty bad. Yeah, that'd be bad. Oh shoot! All right, you guys are still in here. All right, I'll talk to you guys later.